Hey everybody, I am Charlotte, the Gulf Coast Granny, and tonight we're just going to catch up, hang out, goof off, shoot the bull. I'm going to drink a buttload of tea. Um, I may or may not put together some of my never-ending blanket. I probably won't be showing it off, but I do have a stack right here that I might try to put together while I'm sitting here streaming. Hey, God's Desire, thank you for being here tonight. And Doggy Life, what is up with you? Why are you having surgery in the morning? Um, I'm glad you're going to be able to stay for a little bit. Oh gosh. My, y'all, my daughter's going to be having surgery in the next week. And she has three really big dogs. In ER, be there as soon as I can. Okay, Terry, I hope everything goes okay. I really do. Gosh, everybody's having a hard time tonight. My goodness, I'm sorry. Um, like I said, my daughter has three really big dogs. Hey, Dwayne. And she's afraid that the dogs are going to injure her when she comes home from having surgery because they're pretty boisterous dogs. One is a pity mix, the other one is a Rottweiler slash German Shepherd mix, and the other one is 100% Labrador Retriever who weighs close to 115 ish pounds. So she's a little concerned. So she's texting me, telling me things that she wants to do to protect herself once she gets home. I look put together. Yep, that is definitely possible. I went to my granddaughter's birthday party today and we had a really good time. She's 9 years old now. That's my oldest grandbaby. And yeah, we had a really good day. The cake was absolutely beautiful. I'm not a huge fan of uh funfetti cake, but it was a beautiful cake and it tasted good enough for a birthday cake, for a kid. And we had ice cream and we had pizza and we played some games and it was really a good time. Um, I really wish that we could have put her birthday off for a week or so. Just because, you know, I had a lot of work to do today in the yard and I wasn't able to do it. And it was beautiful today. Y'all, it has rained every weekend for the last month. And it's really a wonder that me and Poppy were able to get any of the garden really put together because we've had to dodge weather for a month. And today I woke up and the sun was shining. It was about 65 degrees outside. There was no humidity and it was gorgeous. And I thought, hot diggity dog, we're going to go out there in the yard and work. Well, I didn't know my grand Millie was having a birthday party today. I thought it was going to be tomorrow or maybe next weekend because my daughter had to work today and she told me that she would get back with me on scheduling. Well, she calls at about 10 o'clock and says, hey, can you guys be here at noon 30? And I'm like, for what? And she said, well, I didn't have to work this morning. I got somebody to cover my shift. So we're having a birthday party. Okay. So, of course, when Millie says, Granny, can you come to the birthday party? Granny comes to the birthday party. So I have a mini golden doodle and she broke my finger and sprained your wrist. So things are doing okay. Okay. Well, ouch. Ouch. Thank you. Thank you, Dwayne, for the birthday wishes for my grandbaby. Yeah, it was short notice, and I don't usually do well with short notice, but considering it was her birthday, I decided to put everything down and just go. But I ended up having to go and get her a goodie bag from Walmart before we went. I mean, I already had her gifts and everything. I got her, she told me the other day, because we were talking about her birthday, and I said, well, me and my daughter picked her up from school. and she had on a dress that I felt like didn't quite fit her like it once did. I feel like she was growing out of it a little bit. And I told my daughter, I said, honey, you probably shouldn't let her wear that dress to school again because it really doesn't fit her right. So Millie is in the back seat and she chimes in and says, yeah, it's too tight around my neck and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, how would you like to have some new dresses for your birthday? She said, yeah. She said, I want new dresses and I want ramen noodles. Well, her mother doesn't let her have ramen noodles. The only time she gets them is when she comes here because she knows that I always keep some here for her because that's one of her favorite things in the world to eat. So, of course, when she's at Granny's house, she has to follow Granny's rules, not Mommy's rules. So, yeah, I got her own 2 bags. They were the bougie ramen noodles, y'all. They weren't the kind that you get for 12 cents a piece or however much they are. Hey, Renee, how are you? Welcome in tonight. Thanks so much for coming in. But so there's only 4 to a pack or 4 to a bag. And there's 4 packs in each bag. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, close to $8. But I got her 2 bags because one of them looks like it tasted kind of like miso soup. And that's one of her favorite soups to eat. And then the other one was the regular old chicken ramen. And yeah, I'm curious to see if her mom lets her have it or not. If she doesn't, I'm just going to tell her to give them to me and I'll keep them over here for her. Because, it doesn't, I understand that some kids have to eat that all the time because, sometimes things are hard. But Millie doesn't have to eat them all the time, and there's nothing wrong with her having a nice treat every once in a while that she really likes. Now, should she eat them every day? No. But I shouldn't eat chocolate every day either, but I might. I will neither confirm nor deny. So there's that. And besides, it's her birthday. How do you not get a kid what it wants on its birthday, right? Okay. Don't want this to distract me too much from the chat. So if it does, if I start getting too distracted, y'all pull me back in line, okay? I don't, oh my goodness, you know what I did? I forgot to send my good buddy Grumpus a link. Y'all know we always switch off on weekends and we guest host on each other's channel. And I've been going solo for so long this week that I completely forgot to send him a link. Let me do that real quick. There. Come on over, Grumpus. So what's everybody been up to? I did a quickie live stream last night and I made a snake. Y'all want to see the snake that I made? Oh, you're getting a colonoscopy. Okay. Do they do? Never mind. True, the seasoning packets are loaded with sodium, but once in a while, yeah, that's the way I feel about it, Dwayne. I don't like ramen noodles at all. Not even this much. And maybe part of the reason is because it's so salty and bad for you. And I'm not a fan of noodles anyway. I don't like spaghetti. I don't like beef and noodles. I don't like noodles. So it would make sense that I didn't like them. You were just shopping. What are you shopping for? Ramen noodles? Let me get my snake real quick and I'll show it to y'all. Oh, Goodness gracious, I'm getting too old to reach like that. So check him out, y'all. Let me turn this light down a little bit because well, he still looks white. He's not. He's a very, very pale pink. And he has, well, I guess it would be a she. Who knows? So let me pull it up here. It's got some purple in it, if you can see little flecks. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But he's so soft. And I was telling my daughter, who's the social worker, I was telling her about it. I did make a snake. I was telling my daughter about it, and she's a child therapist. And she had just bought a whole bunch of fidget toys to put in the goodie box in her office. So I sent her a picture of the snake. I guess its eyeballs are upside down. And she goes, "You just made that today?" I said, "No, actually, I made it last night on my live stream." And she said, "What are you going to do with it?" I said, "I don't know. It's not for anybody. It's just a snake. I did it to see if I could do it." She goes, "Well, how about I put it in the goodie box for the kids?" So I will probably give it to her to put in the goodie box. The only thing that I don't like about it, okay, let me tell you what I did. So do you see that right there, that little lump? Looks like he ate a rat. He had dinner last night. Well, I tried to stuff him a little bit, and it all bunched up there in the middle, and I said, yeah, this is not going to work the way I want it to. So I left it in there because I thought it was funny, because it looks like he's eating dinner. Thank you, Bonnie. You wouldn't have it in the house, fake or not. Oh my goodness. It's pregnant. It has an egg in it. No. Oh, Izzy, that word is so taboo in my house. I have 7 children, and if I ever found out that there was going to be another one, I would throw myself under a train. And thank the good Lord above that I really don't have to worry about that anymore. You touch snakes today? Oh gosh. Renee, look, after you put that video on Instagram with the rattlesnakes, I'm kind of scared to ask what kind of snakes you touched. Because I've never seen a rattlesnake in action like that. I've seen them on, like animal shows where they're just coiled up and rattling. But you know how they adjust the volume, or, to make it palatable for TV? That was crazy. I could not believe how loud the rattlers were on those snakes. You crazy people with all them kids can handle it. My girlfriend had her house burnt. Oh no. And you left? Bonnie, this is the God's honest truth. If something like that happened today, like if my daughter, had to bring her whole family to come stay here, I would leave. No lie, I would leave. I couldn't do it. And she's only got 2. One is 9. Actually, today's her birthday. And one is 4. There's no way I could stay with them. Sometimes when my daughter goes out of town, she'll ask me to spend the night at her house to watch the kids. And I like doing it that way because I know when my kids were little, they didn't like to sleep in other places, and they were much more comfortable in their own environment. So I don't mind going over there so that they're comfortable and they don't have to pack up their whole life and bring it over here for a night. So there's that. Let's see. Hang on a second. I got to catch up on chat or I'm going to get behind. I remember garter snakes. That's the only snake I saw in real life. No kidding, Dwayne. Wow. Let's see. She said, go ahead. Go to your boyfriend's house. I'll send your daughter to school. I said, see ya. I never saw so much food in my house. Oh, the food. I wish I had all the money that I've spent on groceries for 7 kids over the last 40 years. I remember this nature film from the 1970s. A frog leaped right into the mouth of a snake. That's kind of crazy. I mean, I understand the snake attacking the frog, but that frog must have been desperate. Say a little prayer for that poor frog's soul. I'll send my kids over to a family member's and get a hotel room for myself. Well, Renee, so far DC has been wonderful for my son. They are still there. They're going to Busch Gardens tomorrow. They marched in the parade today and they had their dinner cruise already. And actually, Poppy is in the other room talking to him on the phone now. But I think he's ready to come home. My son is not one to gallivant, or he likes to be at home. Even the days like, right before school and you take your kids school clothes shopping and it takes all day and it's boring and it's monotone. And he'll say, "Can we just go home? I don't need any more clothes. Can we just go home?" Oops. Hey, Denise, how are you, dear? Are you working tonight? You're talking to somebody here who went to a high school graduation and had a baby the next month. My kids are 18 years apart, and that's what I can handle. Bonnie, my oldest is 39, and my baby, who's in Washington, D.C. right now, is 16. There's 23 years between them. Of course, there's 5 in between there, but, But I did do it in 3 decades. Like I had the first set in my 20s, the second set in my 30s, and the third set, 2 of them I was almost 40 when the baby girl was born, and I was almost 43. I'm talking days away from being 43 when my son was born. Talk about a surprise. Snakes just want to do snake things, but they're fun to see. Yeah, they are fun to see in the wild, and I'm normally fine with snakes. They don't bother me. I mean, I don't want to get bit by one, because anti-venom's very expensive. Maybe the snake was singing Jeremiah was a bullfrog. That's hilarious, Dwayne. Oh, so far so good. It's full moon, full pink moon tonight, y'all. The crazies are going to be out. Careful, careful. We already had in Gulfport today, there was a shooting at a church function. One person's dead, one person's life flighted to Mobile, and the other person is local in critical condition. Apparently, a baby daddy tried to take said child away from the function without any permission from the custodial parent. So there was that. But yeah, normally snakes don't bother me at all. In fact, we used to have a king snake that lived under our back deck, and I would feed him because everybody needs a king snake in their yard. Everybody, because king snakes keep other critters away, and even venomous snakes. King snakes will eat a venomous snake. Mine are going to be 41 and 23 this month. The 23-year-old, when she turned 16, was going to kill me, but she's good now. These last 2 kids of mine, Bonnie, have been absolute joys to raise. Which makes me think maybe I should have waited till I was almost 40 to start having children. They've been so easy. I mean, yes, there are problems now and then, but that's life, But for the most part, they're really good kids, and we have a pretty great relationship. My eldest cousin is 24 years older than I am. Wow. That's a lot of time. Yeah, it was crazy. And yesterday, one of our, well, I don't live in Gulfport, but it's the closest town to me. And one of their officers was a motorcycle police officer and was hit by a car. He's okay. He broke his leg, had to get it put back together, and now he's recovering. I know, Dwayne, things are crazy, aren't they? This year, not okay. Okay, I got you. I got you. We only have one April birthday in the family, which is really nice. And then we have a June birthday, a July birthday, an August birthday. And then we don't have any birthdays till November. But that's when the birthday train starts. It seems like, okay, 5 of my 7 kids all have birthdays between November and January. And then me and my husband are December and January. And all of my sons-in-law are November through January. Now, I do have a daughter-in-law who's a February baby, but Christmas time is busy for us in all the, birthdays, Christmas, all of it. Oh, wait. My second baby came after I had 6. Said I wasn't going to have another baby. You know something, Bonnie? My son is my miracle baby because, yeah, I had a lot of issues after having the baby girl, the one I had when I was 40, and they told me I couldn't have any more. And I took them at their word. In fact, when I went back to the doctor to confirm the pregnancy, the one who had told me I couldn't have any more children was the one that told me I was pregnant. And I said, well, you said this couldn't happen. He goes, oops. I wanted to choke the life out of him. Hey, Grumpus is here. Grumpus, I sent you a link on Instagram. Should have had the last 2 for. I know, right? Grumpus, that's the truth. In the 1950s, people married younger. Yes, they did. My late mother was a teenager when she married my dad. And you know what? My mother and father were only 17 when they got married. But there was a reason for that. I changed their life in so many ways. And Dwayne saying, hey to Grumpus. October and June have a lot of birthdays in my family. I'm telling you what, those families that have birthdays back to back to back like mine, it's tough. It is tough. Oh, she was married at 15. Can you believe that people used to do that? It's crazy. Terry, are you back home yet? Tell us what happened. And your mom had kids at 16 and 17 and 18. Wow. Wow. My father got 2 women pregnant. My mother was only 15 and her father had a gun, so he married her. Back then it was pretty serious business. Yeah. Wow. In 63 and 64, my 2 siblings were 4 and 2. One was 5 and 64 and 65. And oh my goodness, I can't even imagine that. Now, I did have a set of Irish twins, 2 of them. My first set of Irish twins, that's what I call them. They're not really twins, but they're born like really close together. My first ones were 17 months apart, and the second ones were 13 months apart. Yes, I'm home. My back swelled up, pinching the nerves to my legs. So you couldn't walk, or it was painful to walk? I'm so sorry, Terry. I know you have really been struggling with that. Yes, me and my sister are 1 year and 1 day apart, and they call us Irish twins. Yeah, yeah. Painful to walk. Okay. Are they going to do something? Are they going to send you to physical therapy? Are they going to do surgery? When are they going to fix this? I'm just curious. And I'm really concerned for you, Terry. You shouldn't have to be in misery. You know, there's no reason for it. So, oh, wait. My grandfather had a twin, passed away at age 4 in 1901. My grandfather lived to be almost 97. All my grandparents. Wow, I want some of your vampire genes. Hey, y'all, help me welcome to the stage my very good friend, Grumpus on Fire. I'm going to make you big in a minute. Here, now we're equals.
How's everybody doing?
Doing great, Grumpus. How are you?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
You're a little bit loud. Am I loud?
Bit. Let me back off then.
Because I know I'm loud. I mean,
how's that? Is that any better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If I get to where I can't hear you, I'll,
Okay.
I'll let you know. I'm on hydromeloxicam and Flexeril. I didn't even know they mixed meloxicam with hydros.
I can't say either one of them.
You can't what?
I can't say either one of them.
Look, I only know about it because of my arthritic daughter and husband.
Okay.
That's what they give Wesley all the time. And that meloxicam is a wonderful thing. It's like Motrin on speed. It's not a narcotic. Well, the hydro might make it. I don't know. They're going to do some kind of electrical test, an EMD test. I will not tell you about that test. I did not enjoy it. That's all I'm going to tell you. Dwayne's wishing you the best. Is it EMD or EMG? Yeah. Oh, God, them things are awful. I have flashbacks just saying the stinking words. Look, what they do is they sit you on this table and they stick little needles all over you from the bottom of your feet all the way up to wherever they want to go.
Is it like an acupuncture type thing?
Oh, no, it hurts. You feel the needles go in. They're not little skinny. And I tell you what, I nearly come off that table. By the time they were at my knees, I was like, okay, I need a timeout.
Are they electrical probes?
Possibly. I don't know.
I think I've gone through that once.
Oh, it's awful. God, it's
on my
awful.
Legs. Yeah.
Ugh. They have to do something. Yeah, they do need to do something to deal with your pain. Yeah. You take Flexeril twice a day, every day. Flexeril is a beautiful thing.
You're making me want some now.
You probably would. Look, I don't take it on a regular basis, y'all. I'm not one of those.
Then you got enough to share.
But I do. But when my shoulder starts hurting and I start having back spasms, because I get them every now and then, that's what they give me. And it's like taking it's almost like taking anti-anxiety medication. Y'all just sit back and it's like, yeah, y'all go ahead, tie me up. I don't care if you set the house on fire. It ain't gonna bother me. It is the shocks. Yeah, well, I don't know if it was the needles or the shocks, but something was hurting me every stinking time they stuck that crap in me.
So I went through a similar situation on a study. And they were trying to check the electrical waves through the nerves in my legs.
That's what that test does.
So,
yeah,
I had this done down in NASA.
Really?
Yeah, I've done several studies down for NASA.
Did you hate it?
Oh, I've signed up for it. It paid good money.
Did you hate the test?
I endured it.
Yeah.
I mean, I found a way to make money laying in bed for 2 weeks.
Teach me, oh guru. Teach me,
People
oh
used
wise
to laugh
one.
at me. You put yourself through that, and I said, "How else going to make money?
Right?
Just
I
never
have
getting out of
twisted
bed."
arms. Oh, Denise, that's terrible. I'm sure I'll have to have one of my legs soon. They're going, oh no. That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Flexeril, wee. Well, it's just it's not really wee. It's more what the heck ever. You know. Bonnie said, sign me up for that. There was a man who got hit by a Toyota vehicle. He wasn't badly hurt. His response to the paramedic on the scene was, oh, what a feeling. Stop. Yeah, it's like that. It's like, well, and when everything stops hurting, that's also a huge relief as well. So, and I mean, between Flexeril and Motrin or Meloxicam or whatever it is your anti-inflammatory is, shoot, or Celebrex or all the NSAIDs, yeah, pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. Especially when it's just nothing structural. It's just arthritic stuff. Yeah. Yeah, relief. So I don't think I'm going to be able to crochet this stupid thing together and pay attention.
You still working on the snake?
Oh no, I finished this snake. Come on,
okay.
Grumpus.
Okay.
Come on. Oh, ye of little faith. I'm putting this never-ending blanket together. Here's the snake. Isn't he cute? He's so cute.
See, now he looks like a snake.
Yeah. And I told everybody earlier, my daughter, when Mobic, yeah. I sent her a picture of the snake earlier, the one that's a social worker. And her first question is, what you going to do with him? And I said, nothing.
So who have you tapped? Huh?
Yeah. She says, well, who are you going to give it to? I said, nobody. I just did it to see if I could do it. She goes, well, can I have him for the goodie box at my office? I said, sure. Come get him. So she should be coming to get him sometime next week. I might have to make her a few more. I have some yarn that I like that yarn that I used for the snake. I really like it a lot. Oh, shoot. I'm not even doing this right because I'm not paying attention. Oh, fiddlesticks. I love the colors in that. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. All of my granny squares for this blanket are different colors of variegated yarns. And my intention is that when it's finished, it'll kind of look like a stained glass window. This is the other side. See? And then I've got this one and this one and this one. So, yeah. But I still have about 7 more rows to put together. A man was dropped. Wait a minute. I already saw that. Nope. I didn't see that one. Doggy Life said, I'm going to have to go to bed so I can get sleep before I wake in 4 hours and head to the hospital. Well, good luck. I hope everything comes out just fine. And I'm not being facetious. I promise.
I don't know Doggy Life. Is somebody from one of your other channels?
Mm-hmm. Sure is. Okay. Sure is. And so is Bonnie. And well, Denise and Dwayne. Yeah,
I've seen them.
You know most of the folks in here. So did you get on the pit this week?
I absolutely did not.
Really?
It just turned into one of them days. We sat out and had coffee and talked for probably 3 hours.
No kidding.
On all the stuff we have to do. So we decided to go to the nursery and not do any of it.
So what did you get in the nursery?
Oh gosh. You know what? Prices are up. Maybe I haven't done the math. A good 30 to 40%.
A lot.
I mean, they were asking $13 for a small little container of coleus. That should have been what, $6.99, $5.99, something like that.
It's that. I'm thinking $4.99 in my head. Yeah,
$12.99 for a little 6-inch pot.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Bonnie, it is a variegated yarn from I Love This Yarn at Hobby Lobby. I cannot remember the name of it, but if you go on their website, you'll find it. It's, oh gosh. You know, I used to have a list of the yarns that I used, but it's not here right now. Anyhow, it's Hobby Lobby. I Love This Yarn. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Grumpus. I apologize.
No, I was just crying about prices.
Right. I'm telling you what.
Pretty much turned Mrs. Grumpus loose for a little while, and when I paid the bill, I said, "Oh my God!" The lady, she said, "Well, at least it doesn't get dark until late." I says, "It's feeling pretty dark right now."
No kidding. So, even those blueberries that I bought.
Yeah.
I bought 2 big ones in like 3-gallon containers, and they happened to be on sale at Tractor Supply, but their regular price was somewhere around $25. I got them for $20 a piece, and I was willing to pay it because they were bigger. But the small containers at, I think it was Lowe's, was almost the $20 I paid for the big containers at Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, I've been ordering trees off of HomeDepot.com, and I could not be happier with the trees that they've sent me. My Cara orange tree, I got it the other day, and Grumpus, it's gorgeous. It's small, but it is loaded with blooms.
Nice.
Loaded. The scent, when I opened up that box, it hit me and Poppy in the face. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I bought this tree. It was great. Charlotte, what did you use for that greeny square? Oh, I already answered that. I'm sorry. She said, I'm gonna.
Hey, Mona.
Look, thank you. I think last week they were on sale though. Yeah, you can wait a week because they always have this yarn. Is Mona here? Hey, Mona, how you doing tonight? You know what?
Well, we ended up going to a nursery they're always a little bit higher than everybody else, but they have stuff nobody else does.
Right, and they might even have healthier stuff than everybody else does.
They have some good stuff. Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting the prices to be as high as it was. I did find a couple of big rosemary plants, like I was telling you, I was looking for.
Oh, good.
I found them, picked 2 of them out that matched, and I figured they have a price. I figured maybe $29, something like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't look until I got home. They rang up at $45. And I better get some damn good rosemary off of that.
You better, for a long stinking time.
It better stay evergreen for a few years. I could not believe it.
Holy crap. Now look, don't forget, when you plant your rosemary in the ground, you have to actually use it.
I'm planting these in pots.
Oh, okay. Well, use it. Keep cutting every time you need.
That's why I wanted bigger ones, because when I get the smaller ones, I kill them by the end of the season.
You can cut it to death, and then it's like you're done. It's over. We've
got two ceramic pots that are probably 12-inch wide at the top, but they're about 3 feet tall. So they're very tall and narrow. So I wanted a couple of tall Christmas tree shaped rosemaries to put on each side of my patio door.
Oh yeah, that'd
And
be
I generally kill the rosemary by overwatering it because I plant it in beds with things that need a lot of water.
yes, yes.
So I'm figuring I can put these in these pots and neglect them a little bit. I think they'll do pretty good.
They'll do fine because they love neglect,
Yep.
but they do love to be used.
But I'm going to keep it trimmed up because I want to keep the shape.
Right, right. You're gonna bonsai that heifer.
So I mean, I use a lot of rosemary if I can get my hands on it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I love using rosemary in cooking. Dwayne wants to know, do I have any success with growing avocado? Yes, we do. If we get one that is more cold tolerant than, say, a South Florida avocado. There are certain varieties that are cold tolerant. Now, if it drops too much below freezing, like below 20 degrees, you're going to have to bring it in the house. But here, that hardly ever happens. Hardly ever. It's happened twice in the 15 years I've lived here. So there's that. Mona's saying hi to Denise. Rosemary needs the right soil and conditions to grow right. Well, Dwayne, I don't know.
That hasn't
me.
That hasn't worked for me.
Hasn't worked for me either. I put it at the north end of my property where it doesn't get a lot of sun most of the year, okay? That area, that bed gets flooded by the water hose every time somebody turns it on and leaves it on, which is a lot because we have chickens and dogs and, I have to water the garden. I don't usually leave it on, maybe, but it gets left on a lot. So it's always getting water, always. And, excuse me, I bought it when it was a little plant this tall. I forgot about it. And all of a sudden, it was 2 feet tall. And I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this. I've got a great rosemary plant. Yeah. Well, now it's as tall as I am, which is 5 feet tall. But it's all woody stems, and it's really not producing the actual rosemary parts that I need it to produce. So I'm really hoping that I don't know what else to do with it.
We were at one of these old town squares. I want to say it was Huntsville, but I'm not 100% sure. And we walked around that square, and rosemary was growing out of the cracks in the sidewalk. It was growing up around the fire hydrants. I mean, it was getting rained. It was getting rained on it, and it was a full beating sun with concrete all the way around it.
I'll be darned.
And it was the best looking rosemary I'd ever seen anywhere. So it was then that I told Vicki, I says, we're taking too good care of it. We're killing it with kindness.
Yeah.
And you just stick it somewhere and ignore it. So I'm hoping that's what happens in these pots.
I think they love the neglect. I really do. I never fertilized it one time. Never once.
No.
And now I bought two more rosemaries. I still have them in the little nursery pot that they came in. I really need to get it in the ground. I don't want to grow those in pots. I want to put them in the ground and just let them take over.
Yeah.
If they will. Because I need a hedge.
Well, I mean, I've even considered, up around the waterfall.
Yeah.
Taking a rock or something out and just sticking it down there and let it grow through the cracks of the rock, because it wouldn't get, even though it's at the side of the waterfall, it wouldn't get any moisture unless I watered it.
Right.
But it gets all the heat from the rocks
and this direct sun.
So, maybe I can train something like that, like a little evergreen shrub or something like that, which is kind of what it is.
That would be so nice.
So I might try that sometime just to see.
Heck yeah. Oh shoot. I'm just doing
we're going to try to plant stuff tomorrow. I was too tired once we got home to do it tonight.
Yeah. Well, Millie's birthday party about wore me out today. I'm glad we went, but I'm glad we're home now. But
I take that back. I did go out and hose off the driveway.
Good for you.
from all the mud and the concrete and stuff we had going on last week. I was out there about 2 hours.
So did everything, what am I trying to say?
Everything leveled back out and came back together the way it should.
Thank you.
I had one corner of the house. He raised, I don't know, 1.5 inches, something like that. I had cracks in the walls inside that completely closed up. And I had a couple of gaps in my brick. I could put my little finger in it, and it closed up all within about 1/8 of an inch.
Oh, wow.
And it probably would have closed up more, but it had loose mortar in it. It kind of crumbled and went down in the crack, kept it from going together.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's I mean, I had just in the room I'm in now, I have one door on the closet that the jam had bowed so much that the striker wouldn't even hit, so I couldn't even close the door and leave it closed.
Right.
And on the other side of the room, I had a door that hit the jam, so I couldn't even close it. And all that stuff.
Now they're
all that stuff is perfect.
That's wonderful.
So
Cute.
My brother knows what he's doing.
Does he travel to Mississippi?
I didn't think he'd travel to Houston.
I know, right? Right.
He called. We'd talked about it, and sometime this summer, if it falls into his schedule, let's do it and everything. And
right.
2 weeks ago, he called me. He said, "Hey, it's supposed to rain up here all week. We're going to head down your way."
We're getting rained out. I need some work.
So I had like a 24-hour notice.
So Bonnie, where are you that you can't plant for 2 more weeks? I'm just curious.
Yeah, what part of the world she's in?
Because I've already got tomatoes in the ground. I got my green beans coming up. They're about 6 inches tall. I've got my peppers out. I've got cucumbers coming up. I planted them by seed. Sunday or Monday of last week. They're already this tall.
I've got moonflowers going to be planted tomorrow.
Oh, good. You're going to love those.
Vicky's got the seeds in what said soak them overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So I had her put a paper towel down in a plate.
Right.
And put the seeds on that and then cover it with a paper towel and just soak the whole thing.
Oh, Branson, Missouri. Well,
is it just weather? Is it cold or rainy, or why does she have to wait 2 weeks?
Probably because of the frost date. And maybe they wait till after Easter to plant.
I forgot about all that.
Yeah.
It was 80 something today.
I know it was.
It's hard to wrap my head around people still hit in frost.
I know. We had the most beautiful day today. It was picture perfect. Low humidity, pleasant temperature, not too hot, not too cold, not a cloud in the sky. It was just, you couldn't have ordered a better day.
We was getting ready to go out and have our coffee. Mm-hmm. And Vicky said, "I wonder what the weather's like or what the temperature is." So we asked Alexa, and it was like 72.
Oh.
And I had looked in advance. So I told her, I said, "Check this out." And we asked what the humidity was. It said 36%.
What?
That's unheard of around here. So that's why we sat out in the yard so long.
Ours was 58.
Nice.
And that's unheard of here. I mean,
it was just too nice to be inside.
So, yeah, it was crazy. Oh, you're in zone 6. Okay. I don't know where Branson is exactly, but I thought it was southern Missouri. What zone are you in? 6? You said 6. So it must be northern Missouri. And they did change the zones though. So I don't know what they are anymore.
Oh, they did? Are we still in 9?
Yeah, we're still 9. Thank God. Well, and it's not like they've moved us on the map.
Why did they change it?
I have no idea. I thought the whole
sounded like some global warming conspiracy to me.
Well, it might be, but you know what? I don't care. It's not going to change the way I garden
Well,
because
me
I know what
either.
I can do and what I
I,
can't.
I still use a weather rock.
Oh,
If it was wet, it's raining.
that's right. I use the window. I tell Poppy that all the time. It's down by Oklahoma. Oh, okay, okay. Well, Mona went to a meetup, and where was that? Was that north of where you are, or was it in Missouri? Hey, Jane Doe, how are you tonight? Okay, I need to know where your meetup was, Mona, because I can't remember where you're going. You travel so stinking much. No, we're right by Arkansas, 10 minutes away from. Okay, okay.
I'm gonna be nosy. What kind of meetup was it? Was it YouTube people meetup? Was it gardening meetups?
But I don't know if it was gardening folks, crochet folks, or just random folks that we, I know there was a Fiber Fest somewhere up that way.
What?
They call it Fiber Fest. And
Okay.
what that is where people who spin their own yarns and dye it with
Oh,
hand
okay. I
dye
had
it.
something totally different in mind. But I don't think that's a party I want to go to.
No, it did not consist of shredded wheat and oatmeal, okay? Near St. Louis was a fiber festival. I don't know when it was though. Right. That's what I know she wants to go to that, and that's why I was asking if it was that. Terry, are you back? Yeah, you are. Okay, good. So what'd you have for dinner, Grumpus?
Oh, I had leftovers from the other night. We went.
You and Miss Grumpus really need to start going out to dinner on Saturday nights because
Well,
I miss hearing about the amazing dinners you guys have.
well, I had an amazing dinner Wednesday, and those are the leftovers I had. We went to an Italian restaurant.
Okay. The good one?
It's one we really, really like.
Yeah.
And we almost always get enough food for 2 meals.
Yeah. So what was it?
It was gosh, what was it called? Puttanesca or something like that. It was all the seafood and the white wine and the angel hair and all that kind of stuff. It had calamari in it, shrimp, mussels.
No, don't stop.
All the good stuff.
Yeah, I sent you a link in your email, Mona. I think I did. Wait, let me make sure. I just did it like a few minutes ago. Yeah, you got a link, honey. Wait, I gotta get back on StreamYard. Oh yeah. Okay.
Now, did StreamYard put that commercial in, or did you?
Oh, I did.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I think sure did. Devil Dog and YouTube Police had a meeting. Oh, okay. They did over there in Texas somewhere, I think. Of course, that's where Grumpus is. So, I mean Texas, not.
I'm sorry, I had my pointer on something that's
It's
what I
okay.
was asking you about.
It's okay. No,
Thank you, Jane.
StreamYard provides the ability to do that, but I've never done it before.
What's
So
down on the bottom where it says share your referral link? I just happened to park my cursor on top of that, and it looked like it was in the chat.
Oh.
I thought, has StreamYard started throwing their own commercials in here without our choice?
No, I did that too.
Okay.
I mean, I don't pay for StreamYard, but if somebody would like to and use my link, I can make some money, and I'd like to do that. I'd like to do that. I need a new computer really bad, and I want to earn it.
Yeah, well, you could always cash in some of that big YouTube money.
Well, I'm about to get a paycheck next month, so you just keep your fingers crossed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Jane Doe, reminding everybody to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. This one right here.
I have. I've already hit that like button.
Granny, and thank you so much, Grumpus. Glad you had a great. Yes, I am too. And she's going to tell us all about it here in just a minute. Please help me welcome to the stage Mona from Sifting Some Soil and More. Hey there, Mona.
Hey, how you doing? Sorry, I can't. I haven't figured out how to do this background thing. But I'm tired. I'm exhausted. This is the second day. But
wow.
Devil Dog and
Belt Loop.
Belt Loop 29.
Yeah.
They have meetup here in Texas, down the street from my house in Hoffman.
Okay.
At the resort. And man, if I tell you, I didn't know it was a resort. So
I should have crashed that party.
You sure should have, Grumpus.
Because you're in Huffman?
You can crash tomorrow. We going to the flea market out in Pearland, Cole's Flea Market.
Okay. That's a long way from Huffman.
Yeah. Well, that's where we're going tomorrow. We're going to Pearland tomorrow at 10 in the morning. We're gonna they're gonna meet up at Walmart in Atascocita, and I guess I'm not gonna meet up at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna head on from my house to, because that's going back out of the way when I can just go straight there from here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you can stop at Killen's and have some good barbecue.
Okay.
I think Killian's is I think they're in Pearland.
Yeah, they are. We went there last year. Yeah, they had some good pork belly.
I think everything they got there is good.
I like the pork belly. That was good.
But yeah, if you were in Huffman, I didn't.
Yeah, we was in Huffman at the resort. Did you know there was a resort?
I didn't know there was a resort back there.
Yeah, it's a resort back there.
Hmm.
It's nice. They got cabins you can rent. They got wagons you can rent.
It's been years since I was back there.
I'm not for sure if they got RVs to rent, but you can put your RV out there, and I didn't get a chance to play shuffleboard, but they got a shuffleboard, they got a swimming pool, and they got miniature putt, and they got the volleyball net, and then they got the kayak.
Okay.
But they scared me, so I didn't get in. The man told me it was alligators out there, so
Oh yeah, there's some gators in that water.
Oh well, guess what? I wasn't. Look, and then when I walked over to the water, I didn't get too close to the edge either.
I don't blame you.
Look, because if his head would have came up out the water, I would have been able to go. You hear me?
You only need one to make a good meal.
Oh my God!
Hey, but we had Big Mac was out there, so he was already talking about, as long as he can keep his mouth closed, we can get him. As long as he don't hit you with the tail, we all right. Look, that's some good eating. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
In a heartbeat.
Look, the worst whooping I ever got in my life was for feeding the alligator marshmallows.
Oh.
Me and my brother, my mom had taken us camping at this cabin in Florida, and we had been swimming in the lake, and we'd eaten dinner already. So me and my brother, we walk over down to the lake, and there happened to be this alligator beached himself just half in and half out of the water. Well, we're sitting there watching him, and I had a big old bag of marshmallows. So my brother grabbed one and threw it to him, and he ate it. Well, that was fun. So we just kept throwing. My mom come upon us, caught us feeding those gators, and beat the ever-loving snot out of us.
Oh. Yeah.
And told us how dangerous it was and blah, blah, blah. Well, we didn't know. We were just, I think we might have been 6 and 7. We didn't know. We were used to gators. I mean, in Florida, it was oh, look at
that. That's what we do to gators down here.
Darn right.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's some good eating right there.
Is that on a rotisserie?
Yeah, that was a barbecue cook-off.
That's awesome.
Okay.
I wonder if they caught it themselves.
Probably did.
I don't know, but it don't look like he's putting up much fight now.
No, it sure
not
don't.
At all.
But yeah, we did. We got in so much trouble for that, and I would never do it again. But I think people, gators look scary.
They're just misunderstood.
They very much are, but they also run really fast.
Oh, they do? I would have been in trouble. Doggone.
People don't realize how fast they run.
Well, you've seen these little green lizards we have around here, Mona. Look how fast they move.
Yeah, they do move fast. I mean, I don't look at the lizards as like an alligator. I just don't.
Well, they're just a bigger little lizard that moves just fast.
That's right.
Oh, Dwayne, you would love gator, man. If you like pork chops, you'll love gator. If you like chicken, you'll love gator. It tastes like both.
Well, it's like any other animal. Depends on what part it comes from.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, you might want to come out and hang out with us, Grumpus.
Well, you know what? I just have to bring clothes with me because the wife probably would lock me out of the house if I don't show up tomorrow to do the thing she wanted me to do today.
What you didn't do today?
Everything.
Oh, doggone. Dude.
Well, I was telling Charlotte we went out early.
Fishy taste? Nope.
We went out early to have our coffee and sat on the deck, and we probably talked for 2 hours on all the stuff we need to get done today.
Oh, okay.
And we finally just talked ourselves out of it and went to the nursery and spent money instead of working.
Okay. I tell you, today was beautiful.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Oh,
absolutely
man.
Gorgeous. Low humidity.
Yes. Everybody was outside. The kids got to get in the pool. It was really nice. It was really, really nice.
I checked the humidity this morning around 10. They said it was 36%.
Oh,
and it's hardly ever that low around here.
Yep, you're right. Since I've been here, it hasn't been low this time. Not this time of year, anyway. It was beautiful.
You live close to me, from what I understand. Do you live close?
I live down the street from you.
You live? Are you in Timberlane? Or by Mercer?
You trying to make me tell you where I
live? I wouldn't peek in the windows after I got caught.
Hey, don't you worry about that. Mona peeks in on her neighbors every now and then until they put curtains up.
I've just tried to figure if we're in the same subdivision or not. But I know she's close to Mercer Arboretum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have said that. I can walk over there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We are really close then.
Yes, I told you.
Y'all told you. Dwayne wants to know if you're allowed to forage for wild edibles in Texas. Can you get prickly pear fruit off a cactus by the side of the road and take it home with you? I don't know.
I don't know why we couldn't, but I don't know what the laws are around that.
Yeah, some things are protected and some aren't. I know here some things.
Hey, Catherine.
Hey, Catherine, how are you? It's good to see you.
How are you?
And Jessica's here. Hey, Jessica, thanks for coming in. Hey, everybody, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel.
I don't think anybody would say anything about stuff at the side of the road.
No, I don't think so either.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I can
on
understand
the side of the road,
so
that means it's out in the public, so the public can have it, right?
Well, if it was a national park or something like that, I can see it.
Yeah.
But just something growing alongside the road, I think they'd be glad somebody took care of it.
Ain't that the truth?
I'd be scared though that it's on the side of the road, because if it's on the side of the road, all
They're
the
spraying it
and stuff and spray and
Yeah, that's what I think too.
Yeah, but all them roadkill juices make it grow really good.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
You say that roadkill juice.
Roadkill, good God. I'm gonna send Tom a link too, if you don't mind, Grumpus.
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm ready to see him. I ain't seen him in a couple weeks.
I know it's been a while, and I want to know if he still has his thumb.
I need me my Tom fix.
Right, Tom. I'm gonna send you a link on Facebook. Okay, dear. Well, if it'll cooperate, I am.
Yeah, I think there might be something with the blue bonnets.
I don't think you can pick those.
No, I don't think you can either.
No.
Yeah, that's the Texas
Isn't that a state flower or something?
Yes.
And the highway department, I think, sows those seeds at the side of the road too. I think.
Yeah, they do. They do. All over the place, everywhere.
I wish we could get some over here. Only thing they let us keep here is what do you call it? Oak trees. You can't cut an oak tree down where I live. Or magnolia, because magnolia is our state tree.
I keep trying to do this.
I mean, you can buy bluebonnet seeds.
You can.
I mean, treat it like any weed, pretty much.
I bought myself some butterfly pea flowers. The seeds. I'm very excited to grow
mine.
I bet those are small.
Are they small?
Yeah.
Oh.
I won some seeds, so there's a pretty flower seed that I won, and I want to drop those seeds. I was gonna drop it tonight, but I was like, it's kind of cool out. Yeah. So I'm gonna wait till tomorrow and drop all the seeds and stuff until
while it's warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know what's going on with this weather, but it's cool. At night. Usually I'll be having a hard time sleeping at night, but I'm sleeping good around here.
Yeah. It's y'all connect with Sifting Some Soil and More.
Thank you, Jane Doe.
She gardens and crochets like I do, and does other stuff, and shows you all of her trips too.
I go to a bunch of meetups. I'm always meeting somebody. And in a few days I'm headed to St. Louis, so I can go to the Fire Fest.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be soon. I'm trying to check my local weather. Let's see.
Well, Mona, I thought I was subscribed, but I guess I wasn't.
It's only 58 here tonight.
But I am now.
Okay.
You're on the laptop now? Wait a minute. Terry's on his laptop. Dwayne says, I know the Canada geese have come back north. Thank God. Keep them.
I was up in Indianapolis, and them Canadian geese were everywhere.
Were they really?
They weren't like that when I lived there 40 years ago.
But
I was talking to my nephew and my sister and different people like that, and they said you can't do anything with them. Nobody will. They're protected.
Right.
But they're along the freeway. They're dead along the freeway like armadillos.
Yep.
And just make a mess every place. And I told him, I said, one of them things land in my backyard.
I'll have him for Christmas goose.
I'll co-cock that thing with a crock pot. There ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't take care of one in my own yard.
Right.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't have came in your yard.
That's it. Tell the others.
He should have had better sense.
But they just make a nasty mess. Every crap every place. It's awful.
When I moved to Virginia, I had never seen a Canadian goose before. And
they're so big, you hit them with your car, they're going to mess it up.
They're enormous, yeah. I was outside with some coworkers, and we were sitting outside having our lunch on a pretty spring day. And there was those, they were off a little bit in the distance near the water. And I looked at them and I said, "What kind of ducks are those?" Because that's all I'd ever heard of being when I lived in Florida, we didn't have those kind of geese. The kind of geese we had were white. And lady looked at me and said, "What planet are you from?" "That's a Canadian goose." I said, "I'm from Florida. We don't have those in Florida." But from what I understand, they go that far south now. Y'all, please help me welcome my friend Tom Garvey, the keto cook, to the stage.
Hey.
And actually, I think he's parading.
I think his finger's getting smaller.
Oh, it is. It is.
Wait, I got an idea.
What's that? What you gonna do with that finger?
I took the tip off it.
Cutting up onions.
Oh.
30 years in the business, and every once in a while I slip.
Oh. Oh, that did that hurt?
You know what? It did bring a tear to my eye.
And a whole bunch of foul words out of his mouth.
Yeah. Marie said, "How are you going to post that?" Foul-mouthed man.
Said, "We're going to have some fun, huh, Jessica?"
Yeah. You're going to have a blast up there.
Already.
Grumpus, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Charlotte, how you doing?
Couldn't be better.
I seen you the other night. You were doing your I couldn't type. Getting in the way.
You should have typed and left every third letter out.
With this finger here, I can complete full sentences.
Oh,
Don't make any sense, but
okay.
So you can complete it though.
Mona, how you doing? Okay.
Yes, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Good to hear.
How you doing?
I can't complain. I mean, nobody will listen, but
Okay. It ain't gonna help anyway.
No, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Well, y'all, my boy's coming home Monday, and I have to say, I'll be glad when he gets here. I have missed that boy so much. I can't even tell you.
Wow.
I bet.
He's having a good time though. He called his daddy earlier this evening and gave us the rundown. And that's the first time he's called since he left. Now he's been texting and sending all kinds of pretty pictures and that kind of stuff, but no phone calls. And I told his daddy this morning, I said, "You tell that boy he needs to call his mother."
You know what, Charlie? Get used to it.
I know, because
just the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, and my other boys, they are old enough now that they understand that they should call their mother about once a week.
Yeah.
There were about 10 years there where the only time I heard from them is when they needed money or they were in a little bit of trouble.
I would answer the phone. "What do you want? What do you need?"
What do you need?
Yeah, how much?
Yeah.
Right. What's this going to cost? What's this phone call going to cost me?
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, Dwayne, they are. When they're flying, they're pretty. But they belong in the sky, not on the road.
Thank you, Jane.
Yeah, thank you, Jane, and Tom's link. I watched Tom's video of when the injury happened. Closed my eyes when he started slicing the onions because I knew what was coming. I did the same thing.
Wow. Y'all actually saw him do it?
I didn't. I closed my eyes.
Oh my!
But he put he put the video up on YouTube, and I'm like, I can't watch this. I can't.
The funny part was one of the followers, somebody I'm pretty friendly with on YouTube. He said, "Damn." He said, "You're cutting all them green onions," and all of a sudden I seen this white thing.
Oh wow!
The thing that bothered me more than anything, it just wouldn't stop bleeding.
Right.
And,
yeah.
And just.
Well, last week I stabbed myself right here in the hand with these harmless itty bitty 2.5-inch scissors. And I use these. You wouldn't believe how sharp these things are. You would not believe it. And I did. I sliced my finger open and it bled and bled and bled. And I was trying to crochet and I was afraid I was going to get blood all over the crochet. So I ended up going and finding a Band-Aid to try to cover it. And then it's seeping out underneath the Band-Aid. Yeah. I'm like, come on.
There's reason for concern when a doctor says, "Oh my."
Yeah.
There's nothing really.
The doctor wasn't ready for it.
Boy, I tell you. And it's just right now, the pain is gone. It's just, now it's just cumbersome. I mean, just no matter what I do,
right?
Knocking stuff over or whatever. I tried a couple videos cooking nonchalantly. Today I made gumbo. Okay. But I didn't have to cut everything because Marie has a tendency to take pieces and parts of the onions or whatever vegetables we cut up, saves all the ends, cuts them up smaller and puts them in baggies.
Right.
And it puts them in. Well, that's how I made the gumbo today. Was everything was cut up.
Okay.
So I just stood there like this and stirred with the other hand.
Did you stir clockwise or counterclockwise?
It depended. See, for about 15 minutes I did counterclockwise, and then the other 15 minutes I did clockwise. And then
you have just cursed us down here on the coast.
Uh-oh.
You have to stir gumbo counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise.
Because stirring it clockwise will induce more hurricanes.
Oh, see, so that's why when I lived there, that's why I had so many hurricanes.
That's what it was.
Boy, I tell you.
It's a superstition around here.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Rougarou.
Yeah, Bigfoot.
I've decided that if Trump can name the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America, I can call it the Gulf of Rougarou.
Rougarou. Yeah. I call it the Gulf of Shrimp.
The Gulf of Shrimp. Yes, sir, Bob. Or oysters.
Yeah.
I would love to have some oysters. You know what? I like mine lightly steamed or lightly grilled.
Yep.
I don't like
fried oysters this week. It was pretty outstanding.
And you know what? There is nothing better than a fried oyster po' boy.
Mm-hmm. We used to in a restaurant. We used to make oysters Garvey after Oysters Rockefeller.
Okay.
Yeah, but I used to make it with a Mornay sauce. Like a milk and cheese little bit on it, and then with the spinach and arugula I used to cut up in it.
They have a Cajun oyster like that, like a Rockefeller, only they put Cajun stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
Cajun seasoning, onions, peppers, that kind of stuff. And then they have a Rockefeller, and then they have a char grilled, which is really just flame cooked. And then they have another one that they put garlic and Parmesan cheese on. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Oh,
that one is good. That one is, it's something else. Well, the Parmesan cheese is so salty that it adds a little bit of extra kick to that brininess. And oh man, it is good.
You gotta try that with pecorino because pecorino's got a little bit more salt than Parmesan.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's with the goat's milk anyway with it, but it's real. Man, it has a great flavor. And the reason why I did this today was because Marie subtly has been saying since I did my friend, well, maybe it's time to make a gumbo. Maybe it's time to make it. Maybe it's time to make that.
Man, I had some gumbo the other day. It was so delicious.
Was it better than the cookie? I'm just asking for a friend.
You can't compare cookies and gumbo.
That's a good answer. That's a great answer.
You don't like them Girl Scout gumbo cookies?
No, hey, both of them taste better than Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, yeah. Well,
both of them are much cheaper than Girl Scout cookies.
No. You don't understand. You need to go.
That gumbo was $100. That
Really?
girl had crawfish. She had shrimp. She had
Sausage.
snow crab. Was it crab meat? I ain't gonna say snow crab, but she had crab meat. She had chicken. She had sausage.
Okay, look. I'm going to be a gumbo snob here, just temporarily. Here in gumbo country.
Wrong.
It is taboo to put things that walk with things that swim. Things that fly with things that swim.
So, well, depends. It depends. It's Cajun or Creole.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so
those Cajuns, they'll eat anything, but you know.
And what I did today is I had no sausage. I had no andouille. I had no.
That's what she used, andouille.
Andouille. Oh,
yes.
So, but what I did was I had, I guess about a month ago, I smoked a pork butt, and I had some left over. And what I did was I cubed this up real small, and I put that into it. Okay, but it had a little, just wasn't right. So what I did was I added more pork to it, and I just instead of put bacon or andouille or anything else like that in there. And I tell you what, it came out really good.
That sounds delicious.
Sounds good.
It was really good.
No, you can put whatever you want to in your gumbo. I'm just saying that's the way they act around here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, well, you go to New Orleans. I mean, you're either Cajun or you're Creole.
See, I prefer the Creole.
Yeah. Now, at this stage of our lives, who gives a damn?
No kidding.
You know what I mean?
Eat what you want.
I'll eat whatever's set in front of me.
That's right. I'll eat what I want.
I'll have some of Mona's gumbo and a cookie.
The gumbo looked delicious, though, Mona. It really looked.
It was. I'm telling you. When I go over people's house, I'm like modest. I don't be going for seconds, baby. So I was like, can I have some seconds? Look, I wasn't shy at all. You hear me?
Can you give me a real bowl?
Yeah.
Look, and I'm extra. I didn't want no rice. I wanted the crackers.
Okay.
So, and girl, being that I wasn't at home, I didn't get a chance to lick the bowl.
Well, that's a tragedy right there, darn it.
Yeah, it was, because, man, I didn't want to leave nothing unturned. You hear me? You should have seen me rubbing the cracker all up, scraping. I was scraping. I was trying not to, how you scrape it all the way up to the top and suck it off. Look, I was trying everything not to do that. I was like, you know what? Can I wash dishes?
Marie calls it a stingy scraper. Okay. She leaves nothing. Okay. When she's cooking, everything comes out of that. You can actually take the bowl and put it back in the closet again, because that's it's almost like a squeegee she uses on it.
Yes, indeed.
And like the older I get, the more simple things are, the better I like it anymore.
Yes. I was just telling somebody last night that one of the best meals I ever had was at a little dump in Key West called Pepe's. And all it was a grilled mahi-mahi and a black bean salad. That is it.
Done.
And it was so delicious. It is one of those meals that I will remember forever.
Yeah.
The fish was cooked perfectly. The black bean salad was seasoned exactly how I thought it should be. It was just and they don't have sweet tea down in the Keys. They will give you tea and tell you to put sugar in it. Well, you and I both know that does not fly. You just don't do it that way. And so I told him, I said, I'd rather just drink it unsweet. Bring it here. They brought me a beer pitcher full of tea. I put a straw in it and it was gone in less than 10 minutes. I'm like, the tea was even good. I don't know if it was the water they used or the brand of tea bags. I don't know, but it was absolutely delicious. Everything about the only bad thing about the meal was it was outside on this patio, and there were little scorpions traveling all over the patio concrete. Mm-hmm. And I was a little scared about them. because I've never been eaten by a scorpion before. And I did not want to get stung that day. Exactly. I did not.
Ever.
No, I did not want none of that. Now, I've been jellyfished before. And that was bad enough. But I hear scorpions hurt really bad.
Yeah, they do. See, that's what I'm worried about out here, is because they love to sleep in shoes.
I've heard that.
Yeah, and matter of fact, one of my neighbors, she had to go and almost got her foot amputated because of it.
Because of a scorpion?
And well, she put her foot into her shoe, and it got like up in between her toes, and she couldn't get the shoe off fast enough, and stung her a couple times. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Grumpus, we went to me and my grandson, my youngest grandson, we have a little deal going on. We go to, every once in a while, maybe once or twice a month, I'll scoop them up and we'll go to a barbecue place. Okay. So there's a place out here. In fact, I did a small video on it. It is called Big B's Barbecue, Texas Barbecue. Big B's Texas Barbecue. They brisket the whole bit, but I tell you what, they did a tri-tip.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you what, to die for. It was fantastic. I'll never. I don't think I'll go back to a brisket again. Going out and eat. I'm telling you, it was fantastic. Yeah, it's really good.
You don't see a whole lot of tri-tip around here. I know that's real big in California, so I can imagine it moseyed your way.
Yeah. That and there again, the ribs. Ribs, they didn't put no sauce on their ribs, and it sort of like blew me away. That it was just like salt, pepper, simple.
Yeah.
Salt, pepper,
they
garlic.
Were good?
That was it. Really good, really, really good. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So he's like the guy who does the interviews and stuff. Well, I don't know, Pop. This was pretty good. This one tastes a little bit. Turkey was fantastic.
The critic there.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Now is that just off the strip, a little place off the strip?
Yeah, it's real close to where I live. So
okay.
It's not even. I mean, and I tell you what, the prices were really good. So yeah, it was like for three different meats, four meats, and 2 sides was $24.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Nah, it's cheap as hell. Yeah,
there's places down here getting that much for half a pound of brisket.
Mm-hmm. And I was real surprised at the turkey. The turkey was very, very juicy. Usually, that's the first thing that goes south. Dry turkey, but it sounds like a drink, doesn't it? Dry turkey.
It does.
Can I have a dry turkey, please?
Sound like I want one.
I don't want no dry turkey. I want my turkey to be juicy.
Yep.
Did you inject your turkey?
Yes, I do.
What you inject it with?
Yes, with them. You know what? I use actually like a chicken stock, but and then what I'll do is I'll cook down some vegetables, celery, onions, garlic, also carrots and stuff like that. I'll cook that down into a broth, and I'll inject that also into it.
Oh, does sound good, doesn't it?
Yeah, make me want to go get a chicken.
Right? I've got a whole chicken in my fridge, and I can't decide if I should put it in the crock pot whole, or if I should make a video on how to cut up a chicken again, because that one's getting a lot of views, but it's old and dated, and I could do a better job now. So I thought about doing a duplicate, kind of,
do it.
Yeah, why not?
Do it. That one, I did the wishbone with that one, and I could do this one without a wishbone.
You can do a collab with Tom. He can hold the bird for you.
I guess. Hiya!
I would love to use Tom's square knife that he's got. If anybody wants to send me a Mother's Day gift, I could really. I don't know, what is the name of that knife. If I were to shop for it, what would I call it?
It's a Japanese cleaver, but a thin cleaver. There's a name for it. I can't think of the name of it right now, but that particular knife got the workout at the at the show, at the National Hardware Show. That joker cut up just about 1,000 servings of beef.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I like those kind of knives.
Is it serrated or is it?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
But they're generally pretty thin.
Yeah, it's not. It's more of a cutting knife. But that Yang Kang Cook, he was the guy who started that.
Okay.
Using them kinds of knives and stuff like that.
Right.
I like them bigger knives because back in the day with the chef's knife, it just didn't. You couldn't cut through anything, especially in a hurry. Cutting stuff. This thing's big enough, long enough to. It even takes your finger off. I mean, that's how.
All right, now
gotta be a good knife.
Yeah,
gotta be.
But I mean, just the idea of the way you're cutting stuff like that, you have a little bit more control over it. So I just was stupid and sloppy with.
Well, it happens sometimes, Tom. Don't beat yourself up about
it. I like them because you can let your knuckles ride a little bit higher on them.
Exactly. So if you notice, I use tweezers all the time. Okay.
I love that.
And the reason why I use the tweezers is because I can take that knife and lean it up against when I'm slicing. I can lean it up against the tweezers out like this and just run the knife along the tweezers and control how thick the slice is. That type of thing.
Well, I told the wife here a while back I need to get me some big tweezers. She said, "What do you need them for?" I said, "I don't, but Tom uses them, and I want some too."
They're real cheap. I mean, I use them all the time.
Where do you get them? Just Amazon?
Yeah,
Amazon.
Use culinary tweezers. That's what it is. And reason why I used them years ago when I was active. Okay, just it was easier, lighter. The night, okay, and the spring didn't break inside of them. You'd be in a busy night, and all of a sudden the spring crack on the regular tongs.
Tongs, yeah.
So I just started using it that way. But then I noticed.
I'll be right back. I've got to put my dog to bed. He's making me crazy, and I will be right back. Okay.
All right. Well, I think the tweezers look pretty cool on video.
Yeah, because a lot of times if you turn stuff, and I would focus in on something.
The
tongs got in the way. So, and there again, you got to get used to using the tweezers too, because they'll pinch you.
Oh,
they'll get your fingers and stuff. Yeah. I'm just pain is my my thing.
So you into pain?
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not into it. It just follows me. That's basically.
It just follows you. Okay.
He just enjoys it.
Oh, okay. So you're not gonna say you enjoy it, but
no, I don't.
Every time you turn around,
I'm getting something's going on. I told Maria, I said, this age bullshit, getting older.
Sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes up and hits you in the back of the head. Boom. I don't know. So Grumpus, did you open that box yet?
I was going to ask you. You going to join us next week?
Sure. Yeah. God willing, and I don't got any fingers.
I'm thinking maybe we'll open that thing live.
There you go.
Ray of sunshine. I think you should, Grumpus. I think that's a wonderful idea.
I was thinking the other day, I've been, I'm thinking about making a video and all that stuff. Let's just do it live.
I love that. Are you going to dress up like Father Time or
he should. I mean, now it's been 2 years.
You mean like this?
Johnny Appleseed, maybe? No, you need a hat. You need the hat
and a sickle.
No. He ain't Father Time. That guy ain't Father Time. That means your time is up with that dude.
Oh, is that
it?
Oh my goodness!
Unbelievable. Well, Mona, I got to tell you, I finished my bottle of what was that?
Fire cider.
Fire cider.
Yes.
And I tell you what, I'm gonna make another one because you know what? Ain't nothing happened to me. I got to pour it on my fingers so I don't cut my fingers anymore. But but I tell you, both of us skated through the winter and into spring with nothing, no colds, nothing.
Yeah,
that's wonderful.
Yeah, I was like, being that I do have some, I'm not gonna hold it for. I'm gonna start drinking it starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
So when I go to this different climate change, I'm gonna
Yes.
be okay like I was the last time.
Mhm.
And because my sinuses is really messed up. And right now, I mean, I'm doing good, but I have been having to take my medicine because I'll be waking up all clogged up. So I'm like, I need to go on and do this fire cider and start getting my stuff together and doing vitamin C and everything so I can take this trip.
Right. Dwayne wants to know what our thoughts are on canned oysters in comparison to fresh. Don't do it.
Them canned oysters are good, but fresh is better.
Fresh is always better.
I do not like the canned oysters.
Oh, I did. I like them.
I don't mind them as like, okay, here's how we used to eat them.
But it was chewy. It was like I was chewing gum.
I like that. But we used to take crackers and put the oyster on the cracker and then put some cheddar cheese on it and throw some hot sauce on it. And that was really, really good.
Yeah.
I just don't like the consistency.
Oh, I see.
They're cooked.
Right. Yeah, I mean they're cooked in the can.
Yeah. Right.
To me, it's like wet chalk. I mean, I just don't like them.
Yeah.
Don't like them at all.
But now fresh, you just can't. It's kind of like the difference between gumbo and cookies. You can't really compare it.
No, excuse me. I mean, I'll eat sardines and mackerel and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
But the oysters, I just can't hardly do it.
Same thing with
I've done it plenty of times, but
because you're not supposed to chew oysters, you're supposed to hit it a couple of times and swallow.
Oh no, I disagree.
Oh.
As expensive as those dudes are, I'm gonna chew the crap out of them.
You said you ain't hitting it a couple of times.
I let my tongue slap my nose many times, but chewing on an oyster.
Hey, Michelle. Welcome in. Thank you for coming tonight.
Hey, Michelle.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
Oh, so we didn't help you, Dwayne, because you got to split decisions.
Yeah, I guess you do.
No, not for me.
I can't.
I'm not too fond of anything in a can.
Okay.
I mean, tomato sauce and stuff like that, I'll go with.
Sure.
A little, maybe some clams or something like that. But oyster.
No.
Well, now we get lump crab meat in a can, and it's not this. I mean,
that also has a funny taste.
Yes, it has that tin taste, and I don't care for that. But if you're making crab cakes, it's okay.
Yeah,
it does the job. I would rather though go down and get some. I don't have a Winn-Dixie anymore, but you could go get a pound or two of crab legs and then take all the crab meat out and put it, and that's much better. Much better.
Well, it depends. If it's for guests or family, I'm gonna save the good stuff for myself.
Right. Dwayne says differing opinions on oysters. What can be said about that? Oh, shucks.
I think we've been set up.
Yeah, I think so. But I don't have my drums no more for the.
He's in that one in the chamber all evening.
Yeah.
Well, I was calling you. I'm sorry. I'll turn off my mic.
And out here, it's hard finding anything because where we are, I'm slap dab in the middle of a desert. So you're going to pay a lot more for stuff, and people tend to go. I'll buy frozen over canned every day of the week.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with frozen at all.
Yeah. Well, I will say this now. There's one thing that I will eat canned over frozen. Don't laugh at me. Green beans. I love canned green beans. I love them.
Yeah, depends on the brand or whatever, but yeah.
And how's
what's mind-boggling to me is we went the other day to a place called La Bonita. It's a Mexican market. It's a Mexican supermarket. Okay, the produce, okay, is 3 times better than what you see in Kroger, and 3 times less the price.
Yeah.
Mind-boggling to me that how we're being ripped, from really conventional stores.
From stem to stern.
Yeah.
Well, Tom, if you remember the Fiesta's here. I mean, if you want produce, that's the place to go for produce,
not
fruit,
here,
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
HEB.
See, we don't have any Asian markets or
Yeah, we do.
Latin market. Where?
The Mexican or Latino supermarket is over in Biloxi, in Gulfport, and the
well,
Asian
you need to
ones
take me
are
to
in
that.
Biloxi.
Grumpus, what Fiesta you go to?
Well, there's one off of West Road and 45. It's West Road and Airline, excuse me.
Baby, what?
There's a Fiesta there, and there's also one down at the Airline and 45 at the Point.
Yeah, I used to shop at that one.
Yeah, that's kind of a rough neighborhood.
Yeah, I used to live over there.
Yeah, they check you for guns and knives at the door.
Yeah.
If you don't have one, they give you one.
Okay. Look, like I say, I used to live over there. I used to live right around the corner over there. So
Good grief.
But yeah, the one up there on Airline and West Road it's pretty clean. It's pretty decent.
No.
But I mean, I generally shop at HEB.
I was great to say I'm an HEB.
But Fiesta,
but I'm
actually price is usually a little cheaper.
I like the cheap and decent produce is Jovi's. Have you been to Jovi's?
I've been to Jovi's a couple of times.
But that's a
HEB.
A lower class of
store, I think. Yeah.
Of HEB, yeah.
A lot of bulk stuff, kind of like Sam's. A lot of bulk stuff.
No, it's just cheaper than HEB. It's a HEB,
like salvage or
salvage. Yes. The things that HEB don't want, it goes to Jovi's.
Okay.
And at a lesser price, but it runs HEB products. Hill Country. Yeah. Now there's
I've seen some stuff in there with HEB on the box.
Yeah.
This one place out here, this La Bonita. I mean, there's a couple other different ones, but this one La Bonita. I mean, it looks when you walk in, they also have stands there with people cooking. Okay, you can tacos, whatever you want. All right, but then once you get into where the produce area is, this is like unbelievable. It looks like a dump truck came in and filled and dumped these boxes and things of avocados, lemons, limes. I mean, you name it. They got every kind of pepper you can think of. Okay, everything there, plus all the dried stuff. And then what they call that's all like the specialty stuff that they have. You can get 4 zucchini for $1.
No kidding.
No, you bok choy, okay, bags and bags of bok choy. You can get. I think there's 12. I think there's 12 things of bok choy in this bag, okay, and it's $4.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I mean it's just amazing. Onions, all kinds of stuff like that, and then they have the regular conventional stuff, nuts. And then some seafood, but they also have a meat section with butchers there. Okay. You don't see that anywhere else, okay? And you can get any kind of cut of meat you can get there, okay? You want hocks or you want whatever, okay? Ribeyes. But you'll see stuff that you don't see in a regular conventional store. That's where I think where the younger generation is missing out on.
Yes, definitely.
Picking up that kind of stuff. Then we have another place called Winco out here. Winco is semi restaurant supply type. Okay. And that's where I get my shrimp from. I get 5 pounds of shrimp for $22. So yeah, good stuff.
Simon, how you doing tonight? Thank you for coming in.
Hey, Simon.
Dwayne said, in this day and age, you have to look for the deals while shopping. Food can be very costly. Yes, sir, it can.
That ain't no lie. And the deals are far and few between.
Very far and few between. You can't even coupon like normal anymore. You're getting ripped off even.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
I was in the store last night. I had to pick up my grandson from work, and by the time he gets done at 7:00. By the time I get on my way home and stop at the store, it's like 7:30, 7:45, whatever at night. And out here, Smith's is part of Kroger. Okay, so I parked the car and I'm walking in, and there's this homeless dude. Grumpus, you'll get a kick out of this one. He's sitting on the bench and he's cursing up a storm. Okay. I mean, just flat out cursing, asking everybody for a cigarette.
Okay? Oh, no.
Got a cigarette, got a cigarette, got a cigarette. But alongside of him, okay, he had a big cup, and alongside of him was this bottle of Di Sorrento. Okay. Amaretto. The biggest bottle you could ever find. I don't know. It must be a gallon and a half.
$40 bottle.
How much is that?
100 and something. Okay.
Isn't that amaretto?
Yeah, it's a decent amaretto. Yeah. He needed 2 hands to pick it up to pour it. That's how big it was.
Wow.
And he's asking people for a cigarette.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, I'm in the wrong business.
I'd have had to go buy him a pack of smokes.
Apparently, he did spend all of his money.
He sure did.
He did.
Oh my goodness.
He said he needed that drink. He gonna buy the drink and ask everybody for a cigarette.
Yeah, but amaretto, that's what kills me.
I could not drink that
good
stuff out of the bottle like that.
No, not at all.
He had a big cup of ice. I mean, he was just getting it, you know? Amazing.
Well, I don't care for amaretto anyway. So.
Right.
Just
I mean, that's good on ice.
Oh, Vicky tear the amaretto up. Oh, I gotta hide it.
I like Frangelica.
I said, if I could go buy you a pack of Circus, can I sit down and join you?
Right.
No, I don't smoke.
No, not me. Yeah.
I used
when I was smoking and they asked for a cigarette, and I try and hand them one of my cigarettes, they was like, "Oh, never mind, that's all right."
Why?
Because I smoke Marlboro Reds.
What did they want?
A Cool or a Newport.
They want to live a little longer.
Okay.
You said they want to live a little longer.
Good grief.
So when I was in high school, I used to smoke Cools or Salem back then. Okay.
Yeah.
But everybody in high school would ask you bum a cigarette from you.
Right.
I said, I thought a minute. I said, let me fix this. So when I bought my cigarettes, all right, I bought a pack of Lucky Strike.
There you go.
Okay.
And I keep that in my shirt pocket. And somebody asked me, here you go. No. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
They didn't want that.
No.
My grandmother, my God lover, my grandmother smoked Camel Unfiltered 3 packs a day for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, my uncle used to smoke those.
Oh.
When I quit, I was smoking Newports and I was smoking 5 packs a day.
My goodness.
Yep.
Oh my God. That's a cocaine habit today.
5 packs of cigarettes. And that's when everything went south on me. You know, the housing market dropped back then. I was $250,000.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay? I had a Sprint cell phone because it had the Nextel on it. Okay. I'm in North Carolina. They didn't have a service. So I'd have to get in a truck and drive 20 miles to get service. And they're telling me that the mortgage, the bank failed. Right? I'm getting broken up, things like that. And I'm eating them. Cigarettes. And then come to find out I had bladder cancer. Bladder cancer caused by buy cigarettes.
Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, so I quit cold turkey. Every now and then I go like this looking for
My granny did that. She ended up having non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and she quit smoking with 2 cartons in her top dresser drawer. She said, "I'm done." Of course, after you're already half dead.
And I quit when it was $4.50 a pack.
Oh wow, okay.
Okay. Now it's $12. Out here it's $12 and change for a
For
pack
what?
of cigarettes. For a pack of cigarettes.
What?
Oh yeah, it's high.
Yep.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh no. Heck no.
I remember
Anyone
when the
pay
cigarette
$5, let alone 12.
I remember when the cigarette machines went from 30 cents to 35 cents a pack, and everybody lost their minds.
Yeah.
I remember when there were cigarette machines.
Yeah.
Oh
I told my grandson the other day, I said I would get gas, okay? Go and get gas for 19 cents a gallon, all right?
Yeah.
And get a pack of cigarettes for 40 cents, all right? And still had money to go out for the night, $5 left in my pocket.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, look. Simon said his dad would get the cartons from Mexico every trip they took.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is high. Dwayne said his granddad used to smoke cigars. Throat cancer got him nearly 94. And uncle died in his 50s from smoking and drinking. Drinking's worse on you, I think. His wife never smoked. Died of cancer from secondhand smoke.
I don't know.
Well, that's a shame.
Hope to get you.
Yeah, it is. Wow. So Terry has been
$20 for a carton? What?
Terry quit smoking about 2.5 weeks ago ish.
How's he doing?
And he said that he couldn't go cold turkey, but he did use the patch. And
whatever gets you there.
He's still smoke free. Good for him. Good for him.
Whatever method you can do to stop, do it.
Right. Yeah. Really. Do it. Really. Yes. Challenge yourself. I challenged myself. That's how I was able to quit. It was a challenge because I was a bus driver, and it was like when I get to the end of the line, that's when I was able to smoke. So I challenged myself. I went to one end and I was like, okay, I'm not going to smoke. So what I did was when I went to the other end and I took a break, I challenged myself to go to the next one. So I was like, okay, I made it all day without smoking. Let's see if you cannot smoke going home. So my biggest thing, what I really have to have a cigarette is when I go to the bathroom. That was the biggest challenge. So when I was able not to do that, it was like, okay, so I won't have my cigarette, I challenged myself not to have one before bed, and I made it. And so I challenged myself to not have that first cigarette in the morning. So I'm like, oh, girl, you did today. Let's see if you can do tomorrow. Okay, if you can go today, you can go a week. And that's how I was able to really fight it. But it was life. It was a life decision that, I had to change because I ended up having a heart attack and having a quadruple. So, cigarettes got to go, drinking had to go, because I watched my mom die from having the heart disease, and she didn't stop. She kept smoking.
Right.
So, and I kept telling her to stop.
I pulled up at a light the other day.
Yeah.
And this guy next to me, he was up a little bit further from where I was, but I could see, like two lane, and I could see him, but he had the window open a little bit. All right. And he puffed out a cloud of smoke. I thought that car was on fire.
Oh, yeah, that's that vape. That's that
He's
vape.
doing that vape. I mean, I said, this some bitch is going to take off like a rocket. Right?
Man.
Damn.
I'm scared for those people that vape.
Wow.
Can you imagine how
a lot of smoke?
It
doesn't matter.
inside?
Smoke is smoke. and putting all that smoke into your lungs. Come on now.
So stop and think about it. So the big deal is when you're cooking, all right, you want to use something that's not going to smoke that much. Okay. So you don't want nothing that's going to smoke at 350 degrees. You want to go up a little bit higher, up maybe 400, maybe 500 degrees.
Okay.
Right.
So take that oil that they put in that vape pen, okay? Put that little fire to it, suck it up, it goes into your lungs. So next time you fry with something, okay, let it smoke a little bit and just inhale that a little bit, okay?
Yeah.
It's nasty, right?
Ugh.
That's what they're doing with the, and then on top of it, they put an artificial flavor in it, okay? Some guy was, I said, what the hell is this guy smoking? In front of me, and it smelled like a watermelon.
Yeah.
A burnt watermelon.
Yeah.
Come on. Oh,
Yeah.
bubble gum's the other one.
Yeah.
Bubble gum's smell. Get the hell out of here. Bubble gum.
Yeah.
So, but it's okay. Once they say it's all right. You can vape is better than smoking. Really?
I don't see how.
They say.
You have to prove that to me. Anyway.
Right. Because right now they want everybody to vape. So later on, they're going to be going to the lung doctor, and the lung doctor is going to get rich because,
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I mean, it's just, well, that's why I started with, with keto and stuff like that. It made more sense to me. All right. And then once, going to the doctor, well, that's going to kill you. Well, no, if you're testing me, it's apples and oranges. If you're going to test me on the standard American diet and compare my numbers with somebody else, that's craziness.
It's got metal in it in vaping?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't know enough about to comment.
Yeah.
I don't either.
The doctor told him. Yeah. They'll come up with anything just to put you on a pill.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I never got hooked on cigarettes. I never smoked.
Never smoked?
No. Oh, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's too cheap.
Too cheap.
Cheap.
I used to get $1 a day for bus and lunch.
Okay.
The bus was 15 cents each way, so that was 30 cents. That left me 70 cents for lunch.
Right.
No way I was going to spend $0.25 on a pack of cigarettes.
It could have been 6 ice
that
cream.
whole 70 cents for your lunch. Huh?
Just stop and think about that.
But I used to get a hot roast beef.
Stop smoking.
I get hot roast beef, mashed potatoes and gravy, and a roll for 70 cents.
Oh wow!
I'm sorry, 65 cents, because that left me enough for a carton of milk.
There you go.
And carton of milk was back then, what, 3 cents?
Something like that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. It's a shame. It really is. And you don't want to be that. We hit that certain age. You don't want to be that guy,
Oh yeah.
Back in my day,
What?
Good God.
This was back when everything was black and white.
Yeah.
Right.
We were talking about that the other day, me and Marie, about how, especially like Saturday morning, all right, you get up, my mother would take the alphabets, okay, put it in a bowl with milk, TV stand in front of it, and I'd start with Long Ranger, Roy Rogers.
Yeah.
Go through all of them, and they eating it. The sugar that she was putting into me was like, like crazy. And then, but everything, and then go out and play. You're done your breakfast?
Yeah.
Get out. Get the hell out of the house.
We get up on Saturday morning.
Lunchtime.
We get up on Saturday morning and watch the test pattern for a half an hour, waiting for Three Stooges to come on. That's back when they played the national anthem at midnight.
Yes.
And the TVs went off and didn't come on until like 6 in the morning.
That's right.
I was my dad's remote.
Yeah.
Yep.
Me too.
Change
Charlotte, get up there and change that channel to number so and so. I'm like, oh God.
And you only had 3 choices? You had 3 channels plus PBS.
4 plus PBS. Nobody watched PBS unless Sesame Street was on.
When I was a
CBS,
kid,
that's when the cooking shows were on.
yeah.
Oh,
When
yeah,
I was a
that's
kid,
true.
we used to get our baseball cards. Okay, nickel
Yeah.
a pack. Okay, 5 or 6
With
baseball cards
gum.
in it with gum. And then one year they come out with a coin. Okay, it was a tin coin, had the picture of the ball player on it, and it was either blue and red. Red was for the American League, and blue was for the National League.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I had all these coins. Okay, I had them in a tin, and my dad worked for Westinghouse, so any new product that came out, he got one to use. Okay, so he got a remote control. So we had a patio that we would, in the summertime, everybody would sit out there with the jalousie windows open. Right? So
Mhm.
he was watching a ball game. Okay? He had a cold beer. He just sat down, put the game on, but the remote had 2 buttons on it. When you put on and off, and then to press to change the channels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you pressed it, it had like a bell sound. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom. Well, we're watching a ball game, and all of a sudden, I open up my can of coins, baseball cards, and I dumped it onto the tile floor. Clink, 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 clink. The channel started changing.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
And
He didn't
it
know what
only
hell
changed
happened.
in one direction, so you couldn't go back.
Yeah, he didn't know what happened. Look at this damn TV. This damn remote control don't work, blah, blah. And I put all of them back in the can again. All right? He'd get
Oh,
into
my
the
God.
game, and I'd look over, bing, drop them again, and change.
Okay, Simon wants to know if we had a prayer at the beginning of the TV day or at midday. I don't recall that.
I don't recall that.
No.
So I'm going to guess and say no.
Tom,
but
we had a TV that changed like that, but especially Saturday night, Mom would be doing my sister's hair for Sunday school the next morning, and if she dropped a bobby pin, it would change the channel.
No way.
And it was a motorized channel changer, so it would only go one way. So if you passed up your channel, you had to go all the way back around again.
Yeah. Yeah. And the funny part about it, he didn't catch on to it for a while. Okay. So for every time he punished me, I get even, especially if he was watching a ball game. Okay. Ching, ching, ching. Shake that thing.
Simon said they had that in San Antonio. Dwayne said he's seen a TV set like that. The keys would change the channel.
Yeah,
I guess
that's true too.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it had like a bell tone. It was fine. I loved it.
Yeah, because the remotes were kind of like a clicker. They were spring loaded.
Right.
So it's almost like a starter on a fire, a propane tank now. Whether it's piezoelectric or whatever it is, piezo starters.
Yeah.
So
and it was a tone also. It would set off a tone.
A certain ring.
Yeah. Crazy.
Never heard of it. Thank goodness that was before my time.
And now we've got so many channels.
Don't rub it in.
You can't decide what to watch. You're overwhelmed with channels.
Yes, and you'll sit there and go through 120 of them and go, God, there's nothing to watch.
Yeah, that part.
What?
Yeah.
There's plenty to watch. You're just dumb and bored,
Right.
I'm trying to, and not to pick on anybody or anything like that, but at this age right now, I don't give a damn. All right, so I'm trying to get something about my computer. I'm just trying to get up and running, and I was going to try to figure out how to switch over from the one computer to the new computer. Okay, so and naturally, I finally find out. It said exactly what I was looking for in the thing. And don't you know, I get on and it is, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do son of a...
That's funny.
So what I did, Grumpus, was I got the new computer. We're all set up. All right.
Okay.
And what I did was they sent me with the new computer, keyboard, and a mouse.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that was coming.
Okay.
So what I did was I turned around. I got another screen. So I kept the old computer the way it is, and the new computer I have for videos and stuff. What I do.
Okay.
So
was you able to transfer anything off, or?
No, because I just started fresh with the new one.
Okay.
So what I do is I'll take a thumb drive and any files that I want to
There
change
you
from
go.
one to the other one, put it on here, bring it over and change it right there.
Easiest way to do it. Yep.
Yeah.
You know, Simon, we did that too about 5 years ago. No, it's less than that. About 3 years ago, we quit cable. We pulled the plug and said no more because the cost of it was just going through the roof.
Yeah. I need to do that, but I can't.
And the only thing that I think Poppy misses from cable TV is the Weather Channel. I really think he missed because he was a Weather Channel junkie.
Well, you can watch the Weather Channel on Tubi.
Yes, you can. So there's that. $250 a month. Good grief, Simon. That's crazy.
It's time to let it go.
Oh, he did.
$300 a month.
He said he took off his cable 3 years ago.
Yep,
and he streams most everything now.
Mm-hmm.
See, to get the internet speed I want.
Is he paying for, or is he watching free?
I don't know. Everything I watch is free.
On streaming, then you're defeating the purpose.
Right. You know, I pay for Netflix. I think I pay like $17.
I'm about ready to let them go.
I'm close because we don't
$28 now.
Oh no, I don't pay that much
for Netflix.
Wait a minute, let me check.
We watch a lot of Netflix.
They went up.
Yeah, they did go up. They did go up.
They went up this year.
Let me look.
Girl, I'm about ready to let them go. Because
if it's $20 a month, I will let it go. I'm not doing that.
You know what? It's steep. And I'm watching Prime, and I'm like, what's coming on Prime?
Well, I have Prime too.
I pay for Netflix so my mom up north can have it.
Oh yeah. Where's my Netflix? $19.25.
How you pay $19.25? What you got
going on?
That's
what they took out of my account this month on the 11th.
Shit, I'll pay $19.25. I'm paying damn $27. What you got going on? What I'm paying for, you ain't paying for?
I don't know.
Mona got some channels she want to tell us about.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I need to go watch them if I'm getting it, doggone, spending that kind of money.
Right. I've got Disney Plus, Amazon, and Netflix. And plus I have Walmart Plus, so I get Paramount.
You get Paramount free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that. That's why I'm saying I can let Netflix go.
I don't watch no movies.
To let Amazon go.
Yeah, that's nuts.
I pay more for my Amazon membership and get less benefit than I do.
But you buy Amazon
free
products, right?
Well, I do, but here's the kicker. I've been for the last 3 to 6 months. Every time I look up something on Amazon, I go over to Walmart and see if they've got it. And 9 times out of 10, they've got the exact same item for cheaper. And free shipping in 2 to 3 days.
Wait, it's going to get better now. What stuff go through the roof now? Here's the sad part about it. Here's the sad part about it. When I lived in New Jersey, I had, what is it called? They had a TV station on it too. I can't think of the name of it now. Anyway, this company was the only one that I could have. Okay. Mm-hmm. And they went up to 200 and something a month. Mm. I said, screw you. I don't want no part of it. Blah, 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 blah. I get offline. I go to another company and they said, well, you need to have this one company to stepping stone into the other thing. So you're going to have to pay partial. So they got you coming and going with it. All right.
Yeah.
I have Cox out here now. All right. And they turned around and I guess a couple weeks ago, they sent me email sent to me that your program is going to be changing. Okay. The government's stopped to 55 and older out here. they stopped it, and you're going to go up to full blown, whatever it was. Okay, whatever. So they send me this thing out. Well, I just forgot about it, let it go. So when my bill came, it was like another $80. All right. Whoa. I get on the phone, I call him. And there again. Hello, this is Bob. No, your name's not Bob, yeah. Number one.
Okay? You're not Bob.
Right. And it goes on and on and on like that. He said, Mr. Garvey, there was never nothing was ever sent out to you like that you can get another discount on here. I said, oh, okay, whatever. I hang up the phone. So he told me I got to wait till April 15th to go back to get any kind of promotions from there further. I hang up the phone with him. My phone goes off that I got a message. Open them. It's Cox again with another deal. So, the left hand don't know what the right hand is doing with it.
Right.
Comcast is the same way.
Yeah, and that's what it was, Grumpus, Comcast. Okay.
Now, to get the speed that I want, it's all package. It's all part of a package.
Right.
I can't go in a la carte and drop a bunch of channels and stuff and still keep my internet speed that I want.
Right.
So I'm just stuck paying for it or going back down to.
You know what I did?
20 something megabits.
What'd you do?
I went to T-Mobile, and that was something I said I would never do. But they were the cheapest internet because I didn't want cable. I just want internet. I don't want cable. But being that I'm paying $65, I was paying $30 a month, and they took away the little thing that they had going on.
Discount.
Yeah. So now I got to pay $65. I'd rather pay $65 than $200.
Yeah.
Well, I was on the phone with Comcast last weekend. I was trying to set up a new email for Vicky. It would let me set it up, but I couldn't access it. So after about 2 hours of that nonsense, I called them, and I ended up elevated twice because I think the guys just want to get me off the phone.
Right.
Yeah.
It turns out Comcast is not doing any new email accounts.
Oh.
For email. And I said, so basically you're getting out of the email business. And they said, well, as long as you check your emails online a couple of times a month, it'll stay active. But once they drop it, you're done.
That's weird.
I said, so Comcast is recommending I go to Gmail.
Right.
Or office.com or something like that. And they said, well, we can't tell you where to go, but we're not setting any new stuff up.
Yeah.
And I said, do you have my information in front of you? I said, I've been a customer over 40 years.
Right.
Oh, we appreciate your loyalty, Mr. Barnhart, blah, 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 blah. But,
no, they don't.
We can't set up any new email accounts.
Yeah, okay.
And they're the ones that dropped Vicky's. I got a letter and an email to one of my other ones that account had been dropped due to inactivity. And the inactivity was we didn't go to Comcast website to check the mail. We all used Office. We always use Office or something like that.
Right.
So, and I've got Comcast accounts at work. So I told my boss, I said, I'm not sure what's going to happen here, but we might need to start looking at a new setup.
Yeah.
Right.
Yesterday.
Now,
the trick is, Grumpus, here, the trick is, they don't cater, Xfinity don't cater to old subscribers.
Oh, they don't care.
They only cater to new subscribers. So what I started doing was I was deleting, I cut them off and go somewhere else and go back and get, but like I said, I went shopping around, and this time it was T-Mobile with the cheapest, but they T-Mobile caters to their customers. The ones that's been there and they've been loyal and they've been paying. It's because I pay early and I overpay. I'm almost at the point to where there's a month that I'm not going to have to pay.
Oh, wow.
Because it's already going to be paid for.
My problem is I have so many business contacts that have used my old email for years.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to go through all that. I mean, that's a full-time job right there, trying to get all that stuff straightened out.
Yes, it is.
I've got clients that have called me I haven't talked to in 6-7 years.
Well, you can keep your same phone number.
I can't keep the same emails.
Why you can't?
Well, if I lose it at Comcast, then it'll have to be something other than Comcast.net.
Oh.
You'd have to start all over again with it.
It'll turn into gmail.com or turn into office.com or something like that.
5 years ago, coming from Florida to here, okay, I was having trouble with my phone. So for the two phones that we had, I was paying, I think it was like almost like $200 and some a month for the phones, for the phone service. Okay. I get out here and I said, you know what, maybe I told Marie, maybe I'll get a couple new phones, whatever, and set something back up again. For me to get away, and I have Verizon, for me to get from Verizon, okay, with another account with new phones and stuff like that was going to cost me a ton of money to switch over. The fees for this and fees for that, all this stuff like that. So I said to her, you know what, we're going to wait. Let's get settled first and then we'll do something. So a neighbor here, we were talking about it, have things compared from Florida to here and how much everything was. She said to me, Tom, why are you paying a monthly rate like that? Why don't you just take your same phones that you have, okay, and pay monthly? I said, what do you mean pay monthly? She said, you're paying what? For two phones, you're paying what? Almost $200 and some a month for the service? For all this different stuff on there? She said, drop it. Take your phone and put it on pay as you go. You got everything, all the bells and whistles that you want. Okay.
Yep.
My phone is $35 a month, and Marie's is $25 a month.
Yeah, that's what we do too. We have AT&T. It's the same.
With Verizon?
Yeah.
Well, I've got Verizon. I need to look into that.
Yeah, you should.
Because we're over $200 a month.
That's why I buy my phones straight out. I don't finance them or put on a program or anything like that. Right. And we use AT&T. I have unlimited data on mine, so I think it's $50 a month. But everybody else we pay total for 4 phone lines, $132.
There you go.
See, mine's $200. I mean, I bought my phones outright when I first got them, so there's no phone payment in that bill at all.
We get a discount for having multiple lines, so we get $5 off of each phone for having multiple lines.
Right.
Then we get $5 off of each phone for doing the automatic pay thing. So if I make sure the money's in the account every month, because we get paid on the 1st of every month, and it covers all of our bills. So that money stays in the account. And when AT&T withdraws, we also get a discount for it being there the first time and not having to switch money and,
Yeah.
So, but there's also a discount. So Poppy just said that if everything goes the way it's supposed to, it's $115 a month for 4 phones.
Right.
And like I said, we buy them outright. And now I don't have any fancy phone. I've got a Moto Edge. I love it.
If you're buying them outright, it shouldn't matter what the phone cost.
Right. But if you wanted an iPhone and you wanted to do the same thing, or a Samsung high dollar, whatever, S4000, then you could do that. Just make sure you buy one that's unlocked.
Right.
If you buy it from the company, you're going to get it unlocked. Best Buy is a great source for phones because they always have a sale of some sort going on. I wouldn't buy one on Amazon because you don't know how. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I directly went to Verizon. Okay, because I was having trouble with we had 2 Motorola's. Marie still got hers. Mine kept going in and out, in and out, in and out. And they tried to sell me a bill of goods that, your quality of the phone First of all, I don't need all the bells and whistles, number one. Okay. I don't know the last time I had a conversation on the phone with anybody. I'm serious.
You mean you can talk on them?
Yeah. It's all texting and stuff like that. Okay. So I said to the girl, all right, how much is the phone? She said that phone right there is $185. Okay. It's a Samsung A2, whatever. Okay.
Uh-huh.
I says, what else don't I need on it? Well, you need to be able to get 5G. I don't know 5G. I don't want none of that stuff because I have a computer at home. I don't need to be sitting in a car, okay, like this, okay, doing all that stuff. So that stuff I want it for an emergency, basically. Yesterday, Marie's phone takes a dump. Boop, I had to take my grandson to another school to take a test, year-end testing. And so she goes on, her phone just wouldn't work. But on her phone, on a tablet, she goes to my daughter and through Facebook texts my daughter and tells her that the phone's not working, blah, blah, blah. So, so I go on, Marie's not that tech savvy, whatever, okay? I go on the phone and I video call her on Facebook. I could hear her talking. What the hell's that ringing? What's going on with the ringing? Who's that? Who's that? And then she hits the button, sees my face, I see her face. I says, this is what I'm talking about. We don't need the phone.
Right.
There's other means of communication. I mean, that everybody's sold on this thing that you need this damn phone. So it's crazy. I play a game when I go pick up the kid at work, where he's at McDonald's. I park right in the front, and it's got sliding doors on it. Okay, so what I do is I play a game. If I get 5 out of 5 throughout the night, I win. All right, I don't win nothing, but people walk into the doors because you know why?
Because they're too busy with their face in their phone.
Yeah.
Bang! Hit the glass.
The only reason I really have my phone, other than YouTube, because I do all my filming with my phone, especially outside, is because when I had my heart attack, I left my phone at home and I didn't have any way to call. And Poppy insists that everywhere I go, I have my phone with me because, I don't need to be in that situation again.
All right.
So that's really the only reason I have it, but I have become quite dependent on it for to get it's a boredom killer, but it's also a time thief.
Marie carries the phone.
Yeah, it is.
Does not answer the damn thing if I call her.
My daughter does the same thing. I get so mad at her. I'm like, why the hell do you have a phone? You never pick it up when I call you. I don't call you for BS. I call you because I need you.
It's amazing. It really is amazing.
So she's gotten to where every time she sees my number, she'll pick it up. But nobody else, she will not answer her phone. If you can't text it, she will not answer it.
It's amazing.
I don't want to text.
I don't like to text.
I do not like to text. People know I don't like to text.
Simon said he thought they were just to watch silly videos and take pictures.
That's right.
Yeah. That would make great
content. But I don't do the text. I don't do Facebook. I tell you what, I'd drop Instagram tomorrow, except Charlotte sends me links on it.
Well, I could send them to you in your email if you wanted.
Well,
he ain't got the email yet.
twice this week, I've been tempted to shut that thing down because I don't even use it.
Yeah, if you want to, I can even send it to you in a text.
But my phone pings all day long from Instagram stuff, from people I don't even know.
Turn off your notifications.
I'm going to turn off Instagram's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I jumped on before. I never knew how to use it. Okay. And all of a sudden I started it on the computer. Okay?
I still don't know how to use it.
And now I finally figured it out how to work it. You know what I mean?
I get lost every time I get on it.
I had some chippy from Taiwan sent me a picture of her. Want to know if I would like to be a happy man. I said, if you don't stop sending me this stuff, I am not going to be a happy man because the little Italian I'm married to will take care of business. It's nuts.
She'll make sure you can't ever be happy again.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
That's what I was saying, Simon. They get you sucked up into a package.
I have AT&T for my internet, the fiber, and I couldn't be more happy with it. I can stream live wireless all night long, and it never, hardly ever, once in a great while, there will be a glitch. But I've been doing it this way for years.
Well, I'm not dissatisfied with Comcast other than the cost.
Right.
And now I find out they're dropping their emails.
Right. Well, and
as far as connectivity, I am, I hardly ever lose a signal.
Yeah, that's the way we are too.
And I'm pretty much hardwired through the whole house.
But I have it for my internet too. And now it's expensive, their fiber, because I've got the highest speed.
Yep. That's
whatever. And it's like $109 a month.
Yeah.
But I need it for this. So I use it.
You think you need it for that?
I mean, I can download a movie in 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I upload videos like that quick.
Yeah.
This new computer, I tell you what, upload a video, boom, done.
There you go.
As it's uploading, I can go and multitask pictures and whatever else I need to do. 1, 2, 3. The other one was like you can actually smell it burning.
And you're doing all that wireless, aren't you?
All wireless, yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a good investment. It really was.
And what kind of computer do you have, Tom?
I got a Dell. I got a. It is a Dell.
Is it a laptop or a desktop?
A desktop.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a desktop. It is a 9020. It's got 32 gigs RAM and 1 terabyte of storage.
Ooh.
And I got it redone, the whole bit. But I mean, yeah, it works great. So as I'm doing something, I can go on to the other computer. I can research something or get pictures on there, and then send them over through Google Drive, and have all my stuff there. Because I was concerned about taking data from my older computer, which is only 8 gig, through the what is it, the external hard drive, plugging it in, taking it back and forth like that. I said, I don't know, And then when it came with the keyboard, I said, you know what, I'm just going to get another. I think it was like $50. I got another screen, and there it is. It's all set up. I don't have to worry about none of it.
I use Megasync. It's a company out in New Zealand, and I use it here at home. Every computer I have here at home and at work. And anything you change in Megasync goes up to their servers, and then it'll download to everything else. So every computer, if I do a price quote 5 minutes before I leave work, I can come home and it's sitting here on this computer, so I can finish it.
Oh,
and vice versa. Everything, as long as I keep everything in that folder, everything stays synced up on whatever computer I'm on.
It's EverSync.
That is cool.
It's called Megasync.
It's $97 here, and it's going to be cheaper because I've signed up for paperless billing. Okay. And their bill pay option with my bank account, it should be saving about $10 a month. Maybe I should go that route.
Yeah, so I mean, both TVs we have, I have Fire Stick on there.
Yeah,
and that's
I got Roku on mine.
Yeah, and Marie watches more TV than I do as far as regular TV. Everything I watch is on Prime.
I wouldn't mind getting an antenna, and maybe
I have that on all my TVs just in case the power go out. I could still watch TV.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. Getting the, so I can get local channels. Because I kind of do miss watching. Well, no, I don't. I don't know who I'm lying to. I do not miss watching the news.
I never watched the news.
I did. I was a junkie.
I watch
my boss is a news junkie, and he'll come in and be talking about different things. I say, I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
Because how did you not? That's because I
I
don't
don't
watch the
watch
news.
it.
I'd watch the news. I'd get so wound up,
Yes.
and I couldn't sleep. I'd be stomping around the house. I'd be in a bad mood. I'm just thinking, I don't need this.
Yeah.
Bad news will find me.
Yeah, exactly.
If it pertains to me, it'll find me.
That's right. That's right. I'm glad that I don't get myself in a tizzy anymore.
I can't afford to, because you know what? I'm trying to counteract my health. Okay. And for me to sit and watch something I can't control doesn't do anything for me. It's just
Right.
not right. I'd rather do this. I'd rather watch other people do their lives and stuff like that, because that has more meaning to me than talking about what's happening in Washington or wherever. I could care less.
As far as
care less.
As far as TV shows, we got a couple of shows on regular networks that we'll record and sit down and watch while we eat. Most of the time, we're watching movies, or if I'm in here, I'm on YouTube 4 or 5 hours at a stretch. I mean, that's what I do for entertainment.
Right. That's kind of what I do for entertainment.
Now tonight, when I get done, in fact, I'm not going to be too much longer with you guys. But when I get done, I go watch this guy, Peter Santinello. I'll watch him. He travels around the United States, around the world, but mostly around the United States, and he gets different people's perspectives about where they live, the whole bit. Was doing a series on Florida, okay, and stuff like that. Or Al Weisselberg, I'll watch him. Behind the Food, and I'll go watch him, and he does barbecues and stuff like that, and different people. Matter of fact, he's in Houston. The next show actually that's on now in Houston with some barbecue expert, that's out there. And I watch that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Ramen says he gets about 40 channels with his antenna.
Yep, I get a lot of good channels.
Do you?
Yes, girl. They have one where it has all the cartoons, but Bugs Bunny and all that.
Yeah,
good cartoons. They have a channel for that. They have a channel that has a lot of the old movies that we used to watch. They have one with the old sitcoms that we used to watch. They have one with CIS.
Oh yeah, and like Criminal Minds and all those kind of
yes, they have that. They have
Do they have the game show?
They got one with channel that's just plain old game show.
My mom was here for 2 weeks. I don't think that channel changed the whole time she was here.
Yeah.
The price is right.
And they helped me out because I like Kung Fu. And they have a channel with just Kung Fu.
Patience Grasshopper.
Yes. And
Chocolate Grasshopper.
But they have, it's not like you can't find something to watch. If you don't mind not watching up to date stuff, you'll be okay.
Yeah.
But folks want to talk about these reality shows and be up to so.
Oh, they have westerns too.
They MeTV, Classic TV. Yup. They got Classic TV. Then they got the Western station.
I like cowboy movies.
They have all of them.
Bonanza.
It's on there. All of it.
Remember Festus?
Yep.
Yes.
I used to love Festus.
I used to like it when he was with Dennis Weaver. Remember what the hell was Dennis Weaver was black and white. Dennis Weaver was what the hell was his name on there?
Oh gosh.
Hey, Mr. Dillon. I can't remember.
You're not talking about Gunsmoke.
Gunsmoke, yeah.
Yeah.
Dennis Weaver was on there.
That's right.
Festus. Wasn't Festus. Who would name a kid Festus?
I don't know. Maybe it was
some kind of disease.
It does.
And that's what he was.
He was so funny.
Okay.
And
Chester.
Yes.
Chester. I also like all the old John Wayne movies.
Mhm.
And all the old Clint Eastwood cowboy movies.
Now you can go on Tubi, and they have everything that you're saying. They have it on there.
And how
What
much
is it,
Tubi?
Tubi is
Free.
free. It's an app on
It's free.
your TV. If, like you said, you got Roku
Yeah.
or Fire Stick. I mean, you
Yeah,
got
got
Fire
that too.
Stick. Go to Tubi and download that app, and it's free, and you watch all that good stuff.
No kidding.
No
Yep.
kidding. And it's pretty much the same as the antenna almost, but it have more stuff than
Okay.
the antenna. But
Okay.
the antenna still will hold you over.
Yeah, because with an antenna, you don't have to have internet to run your TV.
Exactly. That's why I have all my TVs have an antenna, so when the power go out, I can still watch TV.
I like Western.
The cable go out, baby. Guess what? I
You
still watch TV.
TV.
But I really don't watch TV. But the thing is, like I say, if the internet go out, I can watch TV still.
Did you hear about the two people who stole a calendar? They each got 6 months. Oh, Clint Eastwood movies are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And Tubi is free, as per Simon and Sifting Some Soil, Miss Mona.
Yes.
I need to download that because that would be really. I could turn on the TV at night because I have to have something playing in the background to go to sleep. It doesn't have to be loud.
I'm cutting all that out.
It
No
doesn't have to be
noise.
loud.
Well, my noise is my fan.
I have to be. I got to have some light. And that's terrible. Let me tell you what that man does to me. He knows I can't see well, right? And the darker it is, the harder it is. I mean, well, for everybody. But for me, it's even, I feel like I'm blind.
I can see in the dark.
I can't. And I will stay out here and do my live streams and stuff, and he will turn off every light from the hallway back to the bedroom.
He don't need TV. He's watching you.
Apparently, but the bedroom is pitch black, and every stinking time I stub my toe on the bed, and I cuss and holler and act like a fool, and he wakes up, what? And I'm like, don't tell me. You know what?
Well, I broke my toe stubbing my. I broke it. Sure did. So you be careful stubbing that toe.
Yeah. I'm gonna look. I'll tell you what I've learned. This flashlight right here, helps me get to bed without killing myself.
Okay,
I said that on YouTube, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I keep forgetting that you can't just use common everyday language on YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hey, Rebecca, how are you tonight? Thanks for popping in. Wow, y'all, we've been on for 2 hours and 38 minutes. We still have 10 people in the chat.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
I needed that little boost tonight. It feels like a boost anyway. Look, I know people get hundreds, but I'm happy with 10 because I can keep up with the chat when it's 10.
Okay.
Every time I try to jump in to do a live, something happens where I can't do it. Just
why?
I don't know. I mean, I set up the other night. I was going to go up, with this channel here, get it all set up, ready to go up on it. And that phone rang, or it was something neighbor at the door. You know what I mean? All right, let me get up, and it just keeps pushing me back on it. But because I want to do. Yeah,
I've been doing late live streams, like midnight to 2 a.m. ish.
Like Grumpus late.
I know, Grumpus late, and I've been getting a whole lot of views. I did one the other night. That one that you got into, Grumpus.
Yeah.
I think I had 400 and some odd views on that video.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I seen that. I seen that the other
that's
day.
good.
There's a lot of lonely people up that time of night.
Yes.
Right. And it's not just our time zone either. It's all the time
Other
zone.
times, right. You see, we getting people this time of night, we getting other countries that's waking up.
Right. Like Europe, but all of those countries are starting to wake up. And
Yeah.
The one video I did a couple weeks ago, all right, it's still clicking. It's got a little over 1,300 views. All right.
see now, Simon, I need you to send me about 10 more. I'd like to have 20. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
What's that? 20 people?
20 viewers, yeah. During a live stream. And here's the other thing is,
have you been doing shorts?
No.
How about it?
I don't like doing shorts.
How about it?
You think I should?
How about it? My mulberry tree got over 1,000 views.
Oh wow.
My today I dropped a cookie.
Yeah. I
and
saw
while I was there, I think it was what, an hour maybe, I had 356 views.
Oh wow.
Right. No, matter of fact, no, excuse me. That was 19 minutes.
Oh, you know what?
Wow.
19 minutes. It was 356.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I should, because I know that doing shorts.
That's just in now. I'm telling you.
It
I
gets
just got an email, not an email. I got a message from YouTube about the Sunday Dinner Chef. All right, and it's all about doing shorts. You need to pick up more on your shorts.
Yep.
Shorts are when I do
that's
shorts.
what it is.
When I do shorts on that damn thing, okay, I'll get 5 people.
Oh,
Well, you're not putting it out. You know what I mean? You're just not putting it out.
right.
So I don't know. It's
maybe it's what you doing shorts on.
Cooking. That's what I don't do. I don't do nothing else.
When you do your shorts, are you putting music on it?
Yeah.
What kind of music are you putting on there?
I just did one tonight with first time in a long time. I got 386 views. That's the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I put on commercial music.
Okay. Try. I'm just try up-to-date music, whatever the newest songs that they have. Try that and see if
some of those trending songs that just run through TikTok and you'll hear all of them.
Yes.
Mona, you know what? You're right, because I'm going to tell you something. This is mind-blowing to me, all right? My content that I put up is being viewed by 25 to 35-year-olds. That's mind-blowing to me.
It is, isn't it? You know what, though? Now, listen. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all something really interesting.
Play their music, and it's really going to go.
Well, I got to go back a little bit here.
Yeah, but the music you can get away with on TikTok, get you banned on YouTube.
Right. Not on the shorts, though.
Not on the shorts. They have a area where it say add sound, and the music will be up there that you can actually put on your video.
That's right,
Jane. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then what happens is I got caught with a couple now on Tom Garver the Keto Cook. All right, I started out banging shorts left and right. I mean, I put one up of moving, just turning the soup around, and I got 163,000 views on it.
See?
Okay, no music. It just was in the beginning, but then once I got monetized, here's the catch. Once I got monetized, they dropped off. They dropped completely off. I got one on there right now with me throwing a beef shank into the Dutch oven, and then another piece of meat into the Dutch oven. That right now, I put that back up again, maybe 6-8 months ago. All right, and it's got 17,000 views on it, just on an old one that I put back up again. So you can't. I mean, I don't care what they tell you. Really hard to predict.
Yeah, it is,
especially with the shorts.
I have had a huge change in the numbers on the ages since I started doing those middle of the night streams. I've got 18 to 24-year-olds watching my channel, 7% of them. Wow. And then I've got 25 to 34-year-olds are 24%. Now, the biggest group, though, is 65 plus.
Of course.
Mine don't even register. I mean, over 60.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told Maria, I said, you know what? I said, when next time we go to the store, I need to get a bigger potato for my pants.
Uh-oh.
Oh, goodness. Which I think is really fascinating that it's reaching a wider range of people. And plus, I'm getting more, you know, at Christmas time, I was maybe picking up 2 or 3 subscribers a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I was okay with that. I don't care. I'm over 1,000. It doesn't matter to me how many subscribers I have. I would like to have more, but if I don't, that's okay too. But
what your content is, okay, there are people out there who want to learn how to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
And no matter what anybody says, okay, well, who wants to watch crochet and this and that? But you're interested to listen to. Okay, while you're doing your stuff. And even with Mona, the same thing. It's interesting to people to watch to how to do that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm sort of locked. I locked myself in a little bit with keto.
Right.
First channel. But I had people tell me, I put up for a vote. Should I change the name? Should I not? Blah, blah, blah. No, don't do it. Don't do it.
No, I don't think you should either.
That's picking up. Now that channel's picking up more and more and more and more. Okay?
Right.
And I'm getting longer reach with it. So I'm just leaving things alone. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm really excited to see what happens this summer when all the kids are out of school and the college students are out of school and people are killing more time because it's summertime. They're taking vacations. They're doing, you know, because our views always go up in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
At least mine do. And then, of course, I'm gardening too in the summertime. So there's that. But
so make sure you drop you some shorts while you gardening.
I will. I'll make shorts out of the actual videos that I do.
Now this other channel I just started that Jane Doe put up. Thanks, Jane. Fire, Cook, Eat, Repeat. All right.
Yeah.
That took off. Okay, I think I got like 70 something subscribers just from that one video. That was a music channel that I had, and I took all the music down when I was playing and everything else like that. I took that all down. The Sunday Dinner Chef is alive, but I'm not getting any. How can I say it? I'm not getting a lot of watch hours on it. People are watching it. People are watching it. Okay, subscribers are there, but in the same token, it's being watched. This is what I was told. Okay, that they're watching it on a big screen TV, and later on at night when it's on, and nobody's commenting and stuff like that. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yes. Yes, because I turn it on the TV, and only thing you can do is give a thumbs up on the TV.
That's right.
There's nothing else you can do when it's on the TV.
That he boxed himself in with barbecue in his channel name.
Right.
And the problem is there's already a channel called Yes I Can Cook. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but see, Simon, word of advice, you can maneuver that around. You don't have to just do brisket. You can actually cook a full dinner on a barbecue grill.
A barbecue grill. Yeah.
That's the difference where you're at. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, Jane Doe, for dropping Grumpus's link.
Yeah, appreciate it, Jane.
Reminder for anybody who's in the chat who's not a member or a subscriber to Grumpus's channel.
I got a question for all you barbecue.
What's your question?
Do y'all inject y'all brisket?
I do not.
No?
I've never injected a brisket. Of course, I'm not a barbecuer either. So,
okay.
Simon says he doesn't either.
Okay.
I inhale a brisket.
You darn right.
Yep.
Because oh boy.
So I tell you what, marinate it?
It was not really. No, not really.
So let me ask you,
it'll be juicy.
Yeah. It was 95 degrees today here.
Have y'all ever done a prime rib on the pit or grill or anything like that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Got a video on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go watch it. Okay. I was thinking about Walmart's got them on sale this week because it's almost Easter, right? And I was thinking about going and getting one and doing it on the grill.
How much a pound they got them for?
Oh, heck, I don't know. Let me look. I saw that there was a sale. I didn't memorize the stinking.
Because I didn't get one at Christmas time. They were still too pricey.
Oh, let me look.
There's a fellow out in California. Name is Burpee Uncle. Okay, this guy, he's from Hawaii. This guy does burpees. Okay, exercise. He does 100 a day. All right, but he's a foodie also. So,
you mean the exercise?
Yeah, exercise. That's what he does. All kinds of stuff. He's
What's his name?
Burpee Uncle. I
think I ain't heard of that one.
Burpee
it says $13.97 a pound.
$13.97.
I don't find that's a sale, but yeah, I could.
That's about the going rate.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
He sent me on one of my videos. He sent a thing to me and Marie about Albertsons out here in Albertsons Vaughn's has a sale on ribeyes.
Yeah.
Okay, and I thought about it and looked it up, and I said, "This ain't right." Okay, it was $6.99 a pound. Okay, they weren't too thick. They were maybe about a half inch to almost to a 3/4 of an inch.
I'd have bought everyone they had.
I'd have bought the whole roast.
Yes, indeed.
It was already sliced. Okay, so I go to the store, right, and there's people fighting over to get these things.
Yeah.
So I just reached around everybody. I grabbed one pack, and I got 4 of them. And it was, and then with the discount, so I got 4 of them. It was $27.
Nice.
So I did a video for him.
Connect with Yes I Can Barbecue. Simon's a great barbecue dude, and you will leave with your mouth watering and hungry.
Because he can barbecue.
Sorry, Tom.
Yeah. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Yes, so I grabbed them the whole thing and I did a video about him, thanking this guy for turning me on to the ribeyes. And that's how I like YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody has something to offer somebody else and whatever. And
well, I mean, every once in a while, HEB will throw those on sale as a loss leader.
Yeah.
But I've always had real good luck because Kroger's a matched HEB's price. And a lot of times HEB will throw the ribeyes on sale, and I'll go to Kroger's and tell them I want the whole roast, and they'll let me have the whole roast
for the price of the ribeye sale.
Yeah, for the same price. And of course they always say how you want it cut, and I said I don't want it cut. Just give me the whole roast.
Give me the whole thing.
In fact, I went in there once. And the guy said, and one guy said I couldn't have it, and his boss walked up and he said, "Yeah, he can get it at that price. He can get the whole roast." He said, "How many you want?" I said, "Well, I think the ad says limited 2. Well, that was on 2 packages,
and you got 2 great big roasts.
So I got two whole roast.
Oh my gosh! Now, listen. How many steaks could you cut out of a rib roast?
7.
7?
Yeah,
and how
sounds
thick
about
are
right.
they? About an inch?
7. In the restaurant, we used to go bone to bone. Okay, that was the king cut. Or we would do the queen cut, but 1 bone on, 1 bone off. The queen cut was the bone off, and we would cut it up like that. So we would get we would get 15 cuts out of it. But bone to bone, you get 7. You would get 7 cuts. Now on the end cuts, a lot of people like the end cut on a prime rib. So on a prime rib, you would get 1 with the bone off and 1 with the bone on. That's the way it's composed.
Right.
But yeah, bone to bone, you can get 7 ribs out. 7 cuts out of it.
Yeah, I generally cut it in half and save a roast, and then cut what's left into steaks.
Okay.
So
really a bone-in ribeye like that is going to come out. What do you think, Tom? About an inch and a quarter.
Yeah,
and that'll feed 2-3 people.
Sure. Yeah.
So do
Around
y'all
here,
have it
too.
on your channel where y'all cut it up like this?
I've got a video where I did a prime rib,
Okay, you cut it.
and I cut it at the end. Yeah.
So how would you do a boneless?
Just take it right off the. You would take it right off the bone itself, and then cut it up that way. You know what I mean? But
sometimes I'll cut the ribs off. I'll cut the bone off,
right,
and then I'll tie it back on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That way I cook the whole thing. Because I like, I'd rather gnaw on the bone than the prime rib.
Yeah,
I get that.
I like the cap. I just like the cap. I don't like.
Yeah, the
I don't
cap
Oh,
like
the
the
cap
eye.
is amazing.
We used to get what they
Amazing.
call 109s in the restaurant. 109 was already netted, okay, and ready to go in. But I would do is I'd take the net off of it, and I would take the fat cap, flop it over, and season it. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then put the cap back on again, and maneuver the netting back on it, and then put it in. We would do it in a slow cooker. So we would do it overnight, okay, and I would cook it at 230 and hold it at 140.
Okay.
And then serve them out. I used to do full on prime ribs. I used to do 10 to 12 a night.
Wow. Good night, Simon. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Good night, Simon. Have a good evening.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all,
I haven't seen any good beef prices in quite a while.
I haven't either. And it's really disappointing to me because, well, I have my Winn-Dixie, and they always either had T-bones, New York strip, or ribeyes on sale, and they like rotated every week. And you could get them $4.99 a pound a couple of years ago, or you could get them $7.99 a pound. Yep. And I miss that so much because every time they'd go on sale like that, I would go stock up on $150 worth of ribeyes. And
so I turned around, Charlotte. I turned around and this Smart and Final. They're big out in California. I never heard of them before until I moved out here. And like I said, it's a half-ass type of restaurant supply. You can mingle up with things, but they sell whole packers. I mean, everything you could think of, they sell. Okay. But when I would go there, and I'm a big New York strip guy. All right, I think they have a great flavor. You can cut them up, you cut them thick, as thin as you want. Okay, and they last. You put them in the freezer. I would vacuum seal 2 at a time, cook them outside, whatever. Anyway, when I was doing this deal with Monument Grills, they wanted to know about meat, where we can get meat and stuff like that. So I go down and talk to the people, okay, at Smart and Final. Well, the meat manager comes out, and I'm saying, this guy's outside. He's picking up carts, okay, but he's the meat manager. So me and him get talking about it, and he says, "Hey, Tom, how you doing?" I introduced myself to him. He said, "Anything you want, let me know." He said, "We have deliveries on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Okay, you want to order something? You want to order?" I said, "I like New York strips, and they're never here. You never have them." "Well, you got to order them. If you want to order them, I'll have anything you want."
Okay.
So guess what Tom did?
You ordered a bunch.
Well, I ordered some New York strip, okay, and also I got tri-tip. Okay, tri-tip really good. It's like like roast beef. That's where you got to cook it,
right?
The whole bit. But what I'm doing now is I'm starting to cut things up a little bit different. Okay, smaller roasts for the two of us, whatever.
Sure.
And make different videos on it. All right. Yeah. Well, I go to pick up the meat, and guess what? The price doubled.
No.
I'm not paying. I'm sorry. I'm not paying $200 for a New York strip, for a whole New York strip. Okay. So what I'm doing now is I'm buying pork. I'm buying a lot of pork. I buy these pork cushions.
Been eating a lot of Yardbird at my place too.
Yep. Until that goes up, and then we'll have to go, a different route. So
I don't think pork's going to go up like beef did.
It could real easy.
It could.
All you got to do is come up with some kind of flu, pig flu or something.
Oh, you know what? They're so
bring it up. Give them ideas.
Right. Right. I'm just glad that I've got my chickens. I get eggs whenever I want them. They're laying so many eggs right now. I've got them coming out my ears. And that's a great situation to be in.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wish the meat prices would come down because that's really a lot of our budget is meat.
Never going to do it. Never going to happen because you know why? We paid for it.
Oh, they're getting used to the money now. They're going to still breed.
They already know we'll pay any price.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The sad part is that
they're right. I will.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, if everybody would get together, just not buy beef for 1 week,
right?
Prices will plummet.
Mm-hmm. Eggs. I mean, with the egg stuff, I seen this 3 months ago. Okay, in that store, right? And they started raising the price. They started putting up little signs that there's eggs might be a problem. Okay, down the road as far as food chain, the supply chain. And I'm saying, no, I don't think so. Then I'm always researching, reading stuff, and I see that this JBS, JBL, one of the biggest meat processors out of Argentina, is the biggest in the world. Okay,
right.
They just bought up 4 of the largest egg producers in the world from India.
No kidding.
Yeah, so now they're going to control it. They're going to control that also.
Well, newsflash, they are not controlling my eggs because they come out of my chickens' butts.
That's right. So I told Marie, I don't know, maybe the second bedroom, maybe we might have to put a pen in.
You might need that. Guys, I'll be right back.
Massage them. We'll make Wagyu chicken.
Every day and give them a good rub down.
Yes. Ay. It's a shame. I never thought I'd see it, but it's starting to sound like my dad. You know what I mean?
Oh,
My dad said back in the day, you're going to pay for water and you're going to pay for TV. Boy, if he wasn't right.
Well, I'll tell you what, he was.
Unbelievable. So, Grumpus, how's the fish doing? How's you getting all caught up with all the stuff now?
On the, what do you mean, out back?
Yeah,
Yeah. I've got. In fact, I had one little fish I've been trying to catch for probably 2 months, and I've got the pond all set up pretty natural with a lot of rocks, a lot of hiding places for the fish to get away from the birds and that kind of stuff. Well, that also keeps them away from where I can't catch them too. So I got a wild hair last Saturday. We sat there having coffee on the deck, and I told Vicky, I said, I'm gonna get that fish today. I went out there and siphoned the water out of that section of the pond, got it down about 2 inches. That poor thing didn't have nowhere to go. So I got it moved down to the lower pond. So it's happy down there. It took about a day to get adjusted. Everybody's doing good now. The water's clear. Just talking to Vicky this morning. I think I might have to buy a new pump. Pump that I have is, well, it's been out there running 24/7 for, 15 years maybe.
Wow.
And before it was making a little bit of noise off and on, and I told her, I said, I probably need to go get another pump and have it ready. So when this thing does go out, I won't have to be scampering around and buy something I really don't want to buy.
Right, right.
Just to keep everybody alive.
I'm about to have to buy a new pump too. And it's not that mine is deficient, but I'm afraid it'll stop, just glitch or give out. It's been running out there 24/7, 4 years now. And it's just a cheap Amazon pump. It's not anything, industrial strength for a big pond like what you've got.
Well, I had a submersible pump for quite a number of years.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one that I had, that thing pulled 11 amps, 24/7, 11 amps. The one I'm using now has got probably double the output of the other one, and it's pulling 3.4 amps.
No kidding.
I got a meter on it. It pulls 245 watts, which is less than a reading light.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Charlotte,
the pump I'm looking at now should be down around 2.9, maybe 3.
Yes,
technology. Tom? I got a question for you. Now, my microwave blew out.
Yeah.
So did some research. Okay. So in there, there's a screen. Okay, that you can replace. So what happens is, I guess the microwaves come through there and it calms the heat down. All right. So I ordered them online, and they're about a quarter of an inch short. So I told Maria, I said, I could keep doing this week after week after week, getting more of these screens until I get the right one to fit. I said, I'm not doing that.
Right.
You had, at one point, behind you had that oven. That was a microwave also.
No, it was a air fryer / everything else except microwave.
Okay. How did that work? Did that work any good?
Oh, yeah. Well, yes. I didn't need it anymore because I got an air fryer function in the new stove that I bought. So I boxed that back up and I sent it to work with Wesley, and they use it all the time at his shop.
Yeah, it's more like a toaster oven, isn't it?
Kind of, but it's also an air fryer, and it roasts and it bakes and it does everything else too. But the air fryer function on it's fantastic.
Because I was telling Marie, I said, I think Charlotte had this thing that opened up. It also worked like a microwave.
Unfortunately, it didn't. It's not. But let me say this. The only reason I use my microwave is to defrost food if I need to do it in a hurry, and to coffee when I get busy and forget I've got a half a cup and that's it. That's all I use it for.
Pretty much what I use it for.
And I could very easily throw that thing in the trash and never use one again.
I take that back. I told you I had leftovers tonight, and we warm up a lot of leftovers.
We do some, yeah, but I use my air fryer function in my oven to do that now.
Yeah.
This thing, it happened twice to me, okay? That this thing shot a spark out of the back of this thing.
It's time for a new. It is time for a new.
Microwaves don't cost that much anymore.
No. I know, but I just bought this. I just bought this like 7 months ago, okay? And I'm saying, really? Just when the warranty is up on it, the whole 9 yards.
Of course.
So I dug into what could be the problem. Why is it, the whole bit? Just something to do.
Yeah.
So they had these screens. I got these screens. It looks like a gray screen. Okay. And it's got two little clips, ears on either side. You put them in, and I typed in the all the stats and all that stuff like that. Quarter of an inch short. I would love to call Amazon and reach through the phone and grab it.
And
listen to me, you rat bastard. Anyway, so Maurice says to me, not for nothing, but I have to bring the pot out of the cupboard and put the coffee in to heat up the coffee. And I'm looking at him saying, really? I mean, all right, I'll buy another microwave, because we can't heat stuff up.
Right.
On the stove.
Right.
Yeah. So I just was thinking, I said, well, maybe you might have that.
Unfortunately, I wish I could tell you the answer you want to hear, but I just can't.
Well, Tom, I've used a place called repairclinic.com.
Okay.
I've bought stove parts, and they've got any kind of appliance, dryer belts. You name it. The little doodads and diodes and stuff. You can buy all that kind of stuff. I've had real good luck with them. When I bought the house, it had a stove microwave combo.
Mm-hmm.
So you had this big. I mean, it was all one piece. You had the stove, and then the back shield come up, and then it had the microwave at the top. And after we'd been at a house here maybe 7 years, that microwave went out, stopped working. And since it was all one piece,
that means it's,
we just didn't have a microwave.
Right.
Well, after about 3 or 4 years of not having a microwave, I decided to tear into that sucker, and I was either going to fix it, find out what was wrong with it, or buy a new stove.
Right.
Tom, I took the side off of that thing, and it had one of them old glass fuses.
No kidding.
I unscrewed that dude, took it to the hardware store. They said, "Where the hell did you find a fuse like that?" I said, "It came out of my modern microwave.
Out of my pacemaker."
It worked. It worked for another 10, 15 years. I finally got, I just bought that stove here a while back.
Steve says I'm sorry, Grumpus. I apologize.
I finally replaced that stove after about 35 years.
Wow. So Steve says his microwave has an air fryer function on it, and he hasn't used his oven since he bought it.
Well, that may have to be my next purchase when this one goes out.
Yeah.
Please tell us the brand name and what it's called, if you can.
And not for nothing, but this is, since I've been living here, this is the third microwave.
Wow.
That I've
That's
had.
Weird.
Yes, it is. But to see that spark come out, and then one night I'm in the bedroom watching TV, and all of a sudden I heard zap, and I heard, oh shit, Marie,
it talks too.
Yeah,
right.
I said, well, but there's, like I said, there's you look in your microwave, and you'll see on the side this little gray shield that's there.
Yeah.
Okay, and I got 5 of them. Okay.
Good Lord.
Evidently, they go out all the time, so they send you 5 in a pack.
Well, see, now that's crazy because I've had microwaves all my life and I ain't never seen one go out like that.
Yep.
But then again, I don't try to repair them either. I just throw them out and buy another one.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got an air fryer on the counter.
Yeah.
And I keep a towel over the top of it to keep dust and stuff off of it. And I always forget I have it.
No kidding.
I'll warm up the oven and put something in there to warm up. And about the time I've got the oven up to temperature, I'm thinking, oh shoot, I should have used
air fryer.
I got an air fryer, but she only fries on Wednesdays.
We've had it about 3 years now. I think it's been used maybe 4 or 5 times.
Oh wow.
I bought one when we were in Florida. I bought an air fryer. Try it, okay?
Yeah.
And we would have dinner parties. So I'd have 4 or 5 people come over. So I filled the basket up with French fries and had to make 5, 6 different.
Oh yeah.
Keep going tiny. What the frig is this?
See, now that's the beauty of my oven. I can put a pan in there, put some parchment paper down, put my fries on it, and have enough fries for the whole family in 12 minutes. And they cook beautifully. Beautifully. I love that thing.
Can I put this link on, Charlotte?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
This is
it Steve's
it's Repair Clinic.
Oh, okay.
But if you can find the model number, it'll pretty much show you every part in that thing. I mean the little rubber feet, little rubber gaskets for anything. I mean, I have bought new drip pans for my stove.
Yeah.
That I couldn't find anywhere else. I have bought dryer belts. Dryer belt goes out. Just you name it.
It's very frustrating.
A lot of dishwasher washing machine parts.
Mm-hmm.
It's very frustrating that you buy something and spend a lot of money on it. I paid $200 some for this microwave.
His is called the Electrolux Icon.
Okay. That's a vacuum cleaner too, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you don't see repair shops anymore. Nothing gets repaired no more.
Well, everything's so cheap; it costs more to repair it than to replace it.
Amazing, simply amazing.
I mean, how many computer repair shops you see anymore?
Yeah,
very, very few.
Well, I'm getting old. I'm starting to complain about it. Get off my lawn.
Okay. I love Electrolux products. I've got an Electrolux vacuum cleaner that I bought it 10, 12 years ago. And it's one of those stick broom types. And it just now has started acting like it doesn't want to pick things up. And I tried to buy a new filter for it. They don't make the filter anymore. I can't find it anywhere. So I'm going to buy a new one.
There you go.
I darn sure am. Oh, here we go. Oh, Steve, I wanted to ask, is yours a built-in microwave or is it a standalone?
Where'd you find it? Lowe's?
I'm looking at, I see the Electrolux built-in microwave, the icon, but I'm trying to look for one that might be a standalone. Here is an Electrolux built-in convection microwave with air fryer, probably.
That's what he said his was an air fryer also with it.
And it is a standalone. Oh my God. I don't know this.
That's what I was thinking.
How much?
Well, it's in foreign money, but when I look down, I'm like, there's no way. It says $49,300. But
I didn't see that.
Some other kind of money. It's I don't know what kind of money this is.
Water.
It's Asian. Whatever it is Asian.
Water.
I know, right?
49,000. If that's the case, I'll connect my car.
warm up my French fries on top of the motor.
Yeah. Hurry, step on the gas.
It has a feature called a combination cook, that part microwave convection oven. That is so cool. That is really
49,000.
Well, like I said, that was some kind of foreign money that I'm not familiar with. It's probably not that much money.
Neither am I familiar with that kind of money.
Right. I get it. I really do. I get it. Oh, geez. I got a little piece of yarn here. It needs to. Well, I got 1.5 more rows of this blanket thrown together. I don't feel like working on it anymore.
Cool.
I'm done.
When are you going to finish that thing?
We're not going to discuss it.
Grumpus, you just crossed the line.
I think I did.
Hey, when it's finished.
That's funny stuff.
I am so tired of looking at it. I really don't want to. I know that when I get down to where I've got like 2 or 3 rows left, I will start back again and I'll get that momentum going. I know me, and that will happen. But right now, I'm right stuck in the middle, and I'm just like, not another one. So what I've been doing is making snakes and turtles, and in between.
Yeah, turtle was nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Love them turtles.
Thank you. I have a few of them now. I made one for Murphy, one for Violet, one for Mona, and one for my new little grandson. And I'm going to make some more. I really enjoy making them. They're simple. They don't take a long time. And people really seem to like them a lot. However, my next project, I believe, is going to be bigger than I'm capable of. It's an octopus.
Whoa. What's the challenge? I mean, just to do it, or?
No, the putting it together and making sure that the little suckers on the arms, the suction pieces, they look difficult, and they might not be, but it just is intimidating to look at the pattern and go, what?
Yeah,
so it's just going to be one stitch at a time.
Try. Like I said, trying to keep fresh with doing stuff, because I'll do a month of videos and see that I'm getting repetitious with stuff, or I'm doing something a certain way or whatever, And so
Right.
what I did with this Sunday dinner chef part of it, laying in bed, I guess maybe 2 weeks ago, laying in bed, couldn't sleep, and saying, "What am I doing wrong? How do I switch things up?"
Yeah.
And I had the TV on, like you, Charlotte. I mean, Marie faces the other way, and I got the TV on because I can't fall asleep just in a
Right.
pitch dark. And I started seeing stuff about, in New Jersey, when I get done work, okay, 2 o'clock in the morning, I get in the car, maybe 2 or 3 other people.
And then
We
go out
blow,
to eat.
we would blow into New York City, and I'd wind up down a Little Italy, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go to these different restaurants that were open all night, whatever. And it was just like a I don't know, like almost like a carnival type of atmosphere. You would go in and have clams and mussels and galamad and stuff like that.
Right.
Or you would go into it and have a sit down dinner.
Right.
It clicked. Son of a gun. Let me try this.
Mm.
So what I'm doing is I'm taking from when I would get done at work, where we would go, and redo that dinner.
Oh wow. Okay.
All right. So I did one that's coming up next Sunday. Not this Sunday, next Sunday. And just to see how it goes. But what I do is I explain about the different places.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
and give it some lore and some personality because of your experience.
And then try to work out with it like that. So making the video, I had a blast doing it. And I said, that's what's missing.
Yeah.
Okay. Me having fun doing this.
There you go.
Right.
Fun.
And explaining about it and this and that. I said, we're not becoming a job. So we'll see what happens with that. And the other,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and the other channel that I just started, I'm going to do that once a month, once every other month, whatever. Just put something together, and blow it out there. But
I had a really interesting idea last night. I was doing the same thing you were doing. What can I do? Because if this is going to be a variety channel, and it's about me, my life, and all of the things I do here, right? I crochet, I garden, I cook, I go to football games and watch band, and I all the things that I do. Mm-hmm. And sometimes cats, okay? Just cats. Mm-hmm. So, but I was thinking, I have not cooked on my channel in so long. And even to this day, videos that I posted 5, 4, 3 years ago get the most views because they're my cooking videos. And a lot of my cooking videos were recipes to make when you're broke, right?
Exactly.
Well, people are broke. And that's what dawned on me last night, Charlotte. People are broke. Yeah. They could use your poor single mom of 5 kids advice right now.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm doing the pork.
Yeah. And I got to thinking, you know what? I remember being so poor that the only stinking meat that we could afford in my house is chicken and hamburger. I couldn't afford bacon. We could afford bologna. It was like 89 cents for a pack of bologna. If I got 2 of them, it might last me a month. But I don't eat bologna. I can't stand it.
You're full of bologna.
Vicky was the same way. She's a single mom with 3 kids.
Yeah. And I remember back then, I could make chicken 4,691 different ways.
That's right.
And now I look back and I go, why don't I do that anymore? Because I don't have to. That's not good enough. I need to remember all of those things that I used to do with chicken and make it shine.
It's passing the experience on.
Right.
To somebody else that's saying, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no clue what I'm going to do. What are we going to eat for dinner tonight? I mean,
you open your pantry and you go, oh my God, I don't have anything in here.
I had a good friend of mine.
How many times I did that?
Yeah, I have a good friend of mine. He's dead now, but we sort of work together, okay? And we would, every once in a while we get together and go out and have dinner or something. And the guy was loaded. He had a lot of money, but he invited me. Tom, what are you doing? Nothing. Wasn't a drinker, but I could tell he had something going on, a little slurring, whatever.
Right.
So I went over to his house. What's going on? Jack, he said, I'm going to show you a recipe. He said, when I was stone broke, didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, knock yourself out. Whatever you're going to do. You get tomato sauce out, the whole bit. He's an Italian guy. Get all the stuff out, and he's got the sauce cooking in the pot, some garlic, right, whatever. And he takes out a loaf of Italian bread, and he starts breaking this bread off, and he's throwing it into the sauce, stirring it, breaking it off, stirring it. Started a little bit of pasta, okay? Started water going on with that, and I'm looking at him. What are you making? It's like mind-boggling to me. You're going to thicken that sauce up to no end, and then just keep stirring it, and it broke down. And when he was broke, that's what they ate, and it is a staple in Italy. When people were broke, it was a point. It was Papa. I can't think of Papa Dorma. Dorma. Yeah. Papa Dorma. Okay. And that was it. It thickens up, and you would feed the family of one, maybe 7 tomatoes that they would break up the whole bit, add the bread into it. There again, flipping around the channels, this and that, and son of a gun, if that didn't pop up.
No.
Yeah, of these people making this stuff. And the famous Italian chef was making it. He said, when the grandparents were broke, that's what they ate.
Right.
I said, there you go. Look at that right there. Not expensive. Okay. Just Top Chef. He's got 1.2 million views on it. Okay. Of him breaking bread into tomato sauce.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. You're 100% right.
One of the things that, I was going to say one of my videos that has the most views on my whole channel is how to make tomato sauce with canned tomatoes.
That's one of the first videos I watched you.
That is the best video on my entire channel. I get views on that every single day, and it's over 4 years old now.
Yeah.
That one, and how to get up a chicken with the wishbone, and preserving garlic without canning it. Those are my top 3 videos of all time.
Grumpus, how many videos you got still pumping? Old ones.
I think up around 40 something.
That are still being shown.
Yeah. They're still. I know they're being watched because I'm watching them.
Oh my gosh!
I think it's probably I think it's about 45 if I remember right.
Oh my god! That's what I tell people. I know my videos are being watched because Grumpus is watching them.
That's true.
Yeah.
Jello water. Think Kool-Aid made with Jello. The gelatin would help cook the stomach toward off hunger pains. Yeah. I have heard of that, Steve, believe it or not. And I can't remember where I heard that. But it would thicken up a little bit and then make you feel like your stomach was full. Yeah. It's just like when they ate the leftover organs from the animal and other parts. Now those other parts is what costs. Oh my gosh, oxtail is ridiculously expensive. It's
I bought some beef shanks the other night. It was $8.99 a pound.
Good God.
That's why I go to the Mexican market or the other market, the Asian market.
Pig's feet. How much do pig's feet cost? Does anybody know?
Yeah, well,
you mean like the smoked ham hocks?
No, just regular pig's feet. They're probably
I haven't bought
about
any.
$7 or $8 a pound. Also,
insane.
Yeah. Bacon. Okay, I did a thing on bacon. Bacon was 99 cents a pound. Okay, when I was younger, and it was always 99 cents a pound growing up for 16 ounces. Now it's $7.99 a pound for 12 ounces.
Yeah.
Okay.
For 12 ounce
pound.
For 10.
I don't buy it no more. What I do is I go to the Asian market and I get the whole slab of pork belly. Okay. And I'll cut that up, put it in the smoker. All right. And I'll chew on that.
And you smoke your own bacon now?
No, I just use it in the smoker. I cook it.
Okay.
In the smoker. I don't pre-smoke it or anything like that. But my point is, it's a little bit different taste. Okay, a lot cheaper. Okay,
Yeah.
I can get the whole belly, cut it up, put it in the freezer.
Make a video.
Yeah, I got
Make a
so
video.
much junk going on in my head right now.
Write it down. Use that phone. Send yourself a message.
I can't.
Mm.
Oh, you're gonna play the finger card.
Oh my
I
God.
can't write.
Good Lord. Oh, Dwayne, you hush your mouth right now, mister.
That's like every time.
He said food is getting so expensive that grocery stores are going to end up charging entrance fees. Hush that thought right up. We don't want to
Tom, every time Vicky asks me to do something, I just go like this.
Oh, it hurts.
I don't know if I can do that.
$3.50 a pound for pig's feet. That's not bad, Steve. He paid $3.50 a pound for pig's feet.
Where's Steve located at?
Heck if I know. He's never told us. How is your finger healing? Rebecca wants to know.
It is. If I don't bang it, Rebecca, the other night, okay, I had to get up, so I went to go turn the lamp on. Forget about the finger, and I wiped out the lamp, water bottle on there, everything. Marie jumps up. What the hell?
Oh,
Blame it on the finger.
Yeah. Southern California. Okay, so you're not that far from me, Steve. I'm in Vegas.
okay, Southern Cali. Okay.
Okay.
Dwayne said, "I'm sorry I said that." He knows I was teasing.
But with all the nonsense going on with the food prices and stuff like that, like I said, it's not going to go down. I remember paying 45 cents a pack for cigarettes. Okay, they're $12 out here now. It's never going to go back. Gas prices when I first started driving was 19 cents a gallon. Okay,
Yep.
Out here right now it's $4.39 a gallon. Out here.
My gosh!
Gas was always high out here, so I mean, I don't go anywhere, so it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
What's your gas prices?
It's under $3.
Okay. I think ours is about $2.30 something.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
$4.39.
But see, we're close to the refineries.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a world of difference.
Well, I'm pretty close.
Oh my gosh, Rebecca's gas is $5.59.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane.
But there again, like with some of the produce and stuff like that is really cheap and stuff like that. It's got to the point where we all got a budget, no matter whatever.
Yeah. I just want to increase our grocery budget by $50 every payday.
Yeah.
And that's not going to buy much, you know.
And you see junk food goes through the roof.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anything that's already prepared, you can forget it.
Oh, a bag of potato chips, $5 now.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's nuts.
I'm going to make potato chips right here at this house. I got me a mandolin with that wavy blade.
Yep.
Stick that air fryer and bam, tater chips.
Tater chips are there.
I remember getting a small carton of milk for 35 cents, the smallest carton. Now it's over $1 for the same. Why would you only get a tiny carton of milk? Well, I guess
that's the other thing that people don't realize that was, milk was very expensive. That was the argument they used to say. Well, milk is $4 or $3 or something like that a gallon. Right. Well, I'm not drinking gasoline. You know what I mean?
Right.
Gasoline is the same process it's been from day one.
Right.
The only thing different they're doing to it is putting additives into it. That should have been the handwriting on the wall right then and there.
Rebecca said, "Get a large bag of rice." We have that. We have that here.
Yeah.
And some Spam and tuna's good. I'm not eating any Spam.
Yeah.
I will if I'm hungry enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had enough of that growing up. I don't think I need any more of that.
But tuna, I don't mind. And what's that other stuff? You can get canned roast beef and canned pork at Walmart. I don't know
and
everywhere if you can
chicken.
do it's a little bit high, but because I live in a active hurricane zone, I always have some cans of that kind of stuff, canned chicken, canned tuna, the pork, because you can make. They even have canned ground beef. You
Yeah.
make sloppy joes with it. You can make anything with it. And
I
that's another thing I could do is recipes with all that canned meat.
I did another couple of videos. Matter of fact, I don't know if you know Kevin from Man Kitchen's recipes.
You see
I
that?
haven't heard him. Kevin's a pretty good guy, but I've been doing tough cuts of meat, how to make them tender.
Yes, do that.
So that I
Do that.
started with one or two of them already,
Yeah,
and and just work it that way because that's where we're headed. Exactly where we're headed.
right. Oh, I love corned beef. Now that I can eat, even though it smells a little bit like cat food, I still like it. The kind in the can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I rather
Poppy
regular.
loves it. He'll take that corned beef and chop up some taters and fry it in a skillet and calls it
Hash.
hash.
That's it. Corned beef hash.
That's pretty good stuff. I mean, crack some eggs in it. Yeah, it's good.
Hello.
We definitely learn a lot from our relatives who are around in the Great Depression era. Well, I don't have any left that were around in the Great Depression. My granny's dead. My other grandma's dead. They're all dead.
Unbelievable.
But I'm sure there's plenty of videos on YouTube that we can get our education from.
Yeah.
Yes, tough meat, you can always use your pressure cooker. I used to use a pressure cooker all the time, y'all.
Well, Crock-Pot kind of replaced that, didn't it?
It did. It did. But the one thing about a pressure cooker versus a crock pot, you can cook something too long in a crock pot and it gets dry as a bone. But you can cook something in a pressure cooker and it didn't do that. It was nice and a juicy cut of meat,
Going back to old days. I mean, my grandmother boiled everything. She would boil a fresh ham, okay, not smoked, and then oven roast it, and it was juicy, tender, like
no
unbelievable.
Kidding. No kidding.
Spare ribs. She would put them in.
Oh, my stepmother does that. She boils them before she grills them or whatever,
and then hand it over to my dad. My dad would take them out and put them on a hibachi, and I thought barbecue sauce was what do you call it, lighter fluid.
Oh my gosh!
That was the taste,
Yeah.
I loved cooking with a pressure cooker back in the day, and nobody else. All of my friends would come over and go, "What's that?" And I'm like, and my grandma taught me how to use it. And boy, that was a great. And you can even put frozen stuff in a pressure cooker and cook the crap out of it, and bam, you got a decent meal. Oh, you boil your ribs in beer? Okay.
I have never boiled any ribs. Now I have wrapped them up tight and put them in an oven for a few hours and let them cook up and then finish them on the grill.
Which is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but it's not boiling the flavor out of it.
That's true.
Today, Murray was watching me. I made the gumbo, but the rice I made, okay, I don't cook rice conventionally on a stove like people do. I take it and I cook it in a pan. And what I'll do is I'll fill it with, put rice in, fill it with water. I'll put my onions, whatever I'm garnishing it with or cooking it with, and I put saran wrap on it and then cover it with tinfoil and put it in the oven. And let that cook until water's gone and up with the fork. It's fantastic. She said, "Well, how come you never made it like that before?" I said, "Because you never watched me." That's the way I used to do it in restaurants.
Okay.
We would do 2 or 3 cans.
I need some sous vide education. Because I've seen, is that like the boil-a-bag stuff?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. We used to do it in a restaurant, okay? It's a pain in the ass. We would do it, basically we used to do brisket in there. Okay. And it would take something like 20 to 40 hours.
Oh my God.
Yeah, to cook it like that, and then you would, do it up. I have a couple sous vides here. I don't use it no more. It's more time,
Yeah, but
aggravation than
here's
it's
the
worth.
thing. If you wanted to meal prep, could you do a whole lot of different things in the sous vide machine and then portion it out?
Well, see, what I do, Charlotte, is most of my vegetables, I take them and I buy them in bulk, and I will steam them. Okay, cool them off, and then I'll stick my garlic into the vacuum seal bag, butter or whatever seasoning I'm using, vacuum seal them, put them in the freezer. Okay. So I'll take that vacuum seal bag out and put it into a pot of boiling water. Okay. And everything mixes together. Sous vide, what it does is it breaks it down at one certain temperature. Okay, and it holds it. But the problem is with it, the methods at home are the water evaporates. You really got to seal it up tight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and you constantly got to watch it. We had a machine. I could sit in and take a bath in it. That's how big it was. Okay, yeah, and that was to get all your stuff done. We would do for like 2 or 3 days ahead if we were making different specials. Okay,
right.
And then these slow cookers come out. These things called Alto-Shams come out. Okay, and sous vide fell by the wayside. So,
okay,
some people still use it. But.
Well, Steve was saying that's what he does. He sous vides a lot of stuff. So.
To answer your question, Charlotte, a lot of times on the weekend, I'll buy the family packs of legs and thighs for 99 cents a pound. I'll cook up. I'll go out and grill all of them, all on one shot. And I'll put 2 legs, 2 thighs in a package and vacuum seal them. And I come home after work, like Tom said, you throw it in some boiling water. You don't, since the bag's not open, you don't lose any moisture out of the meat, so it doesn't dry out, and it really doesn't overcook.
Right.
Boiling water is not that hot.
Right. It's 212 degrees.
And open the bag out and dump it on a plate, and here you go. You're off to the races.
You can actually do it at 130, 125, 130, and it'll get hot. You don't have because you're not cooking it anymore. You're just reheating it.
So you can keep it like on a medium low heat.
Exactly.
And eventually it will be warm enough to eat.
You can bring it up to almost a boil, but not a boil.
Right.
Yeah.
It's already cooked.
Okay.
But yeah, I do that all the time.
It looks like I might need to buy some.
I have done that, half a slab of ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Eat half of it for the meal, and then vacuum seal the other half, and have them, a week or 2 later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now,
already cooked.
Now I turn around and I'm affiliated with this company called Adavair.
Oh, you know what? I bought some of their vacuum seal clothing bags.
Mm-hmm.
And did they send me an email? I can't remember if they sent me an email or not, but it seems like they wanted to send me something.
Yes, do it. They're great. Great company. Yes. If they send you back, get it. They'll send you out whatever it is. And
because I use them to store my yarn and vacuum seal it so that it doesn't take up so much space.
Yeah, they sent me out.
I would love to use it for food as well.
They sent me out a whole bunch of bags. They even have the Ziploc bags that you can put in and redo it again like that. They're fantastic. Great company. I did my obligation with them. Okay. I had one person buy $60 or $70 worth of bags. Okay. And then all of a sudden I turned around and I said, the owner sent me an email. How am I doing? Thanks for doing what you did and everything like that. I says, how long does my affiliation last? He said, forever. You're the one who takes it down. He said, but I'll tell you what, I will put up another link for you. So if somebody wants to buy the bags, they get 10% off.
Okay.
So great company.
You have it in your description?
Yeah. Sure do.
Okay. I'll go check it out.
And are these the roll bags like the Seal a Meal?
Roll bags. They got regular already pre-cut bags. They got 11 inch by 100 foot in a roll.
Wow.
These are 4 mil. They're a lot thicker than the other bags you buy in Target, Walmart, stuff like that.
Okay.
But the whole idea, what I liked about them is you can boil them.
Okay.
Other ones split apart, they break apart and stuff like that. So,
right.
Yeah, it was a pretty good deal. But I swear by it. I mean, it just,
Okay, I'm giving a 15-minute warning.
Yeah,
because in 15 minutes we'll be on here for 4 freaking hours.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Doesn't seem like
time
4
flies
hours.
when you're hanging out with me.
There you
Doesn't
go.
seem like 4 hours.
Well, I appreciate you having me up. I really do.
Oh, I'm glad you did, Tom. I always enjoy having you up.
I'm going to try, like I keep saying, I'm going to try to do a live, and I'm going to have you up on here. Just talk about food. That's all I'm going to do. With this channel here.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Every time it seems something tells me not to do it. I don't know, or something happens. So.
We'll do it when it feels right.
That's right. Just do it when you can. I know there's going to be some additions, not changes, but additions coming to my channel. And I'm going to try to get really a lot better at filming and editing. I hate to edit, y'all. That is like awful for me. But
don't overthink it, Charlotte.
That's the part I like.
Yeah, me too. I'm starting to like it a lot more. If I turn around and I have a goof up or something. Oh, today I was filming today, and I never have my phone on. Okay, nobody ever calls me right in the middle of a video. Guess what?
Yeah,
bring, you rat.
I've started learning to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Poppy helped me out with this because he told me I was always so scatterbrained before I did a video or before I did a live stream, especially a live stream, because I needed things in place and I need, my camera, my lights, my phone, my computer, sometimes my crochet hooks, sometimes whatever it is I'm doing. And he said, Charlotte, why don't you make an SOP for yourself? I would always forget to monetize my video. Every single time. And I'm like, well, that was a waste of time, and that, and making the thumbnail, write it all down, the order of which you need to do it, and put it on a sticky note on top of your computer. Well, that's what I did. And now life is easy.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel all that pressure. Now, once in a while, if I'm running late, like last time I went live on a Saturday, I was running really, really late. And I was in a huge hurry. So I was flustered when I got on. But now I don't feel that way because I have that little SOP.
We get into a routine.
Yeah. Yep. But with that said, when you get into the routine with that kind of stuff, especially with editing and all that kind of stuff, you got to be careful because you get stuck. Everybody gets stuck in that same circle.
Right. With editing, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. You get caught into that. Oh, let me put this in here. I look back at a couple of my other earlier videos, freaking explosions I had in there. Stuff puffing up and everything. But you learn. I mean, that's the whole idea with it. But getting into a circle of friends right here, all right, that's what everybody. I play off of everybody. I watch everybody's stuff and say, "Wow."
I steal ideas from everybody.
Yeah.
Not the idea of stealing it, but it's my thing is watching people evolve.
Right.
Getting, a little bit more into it. And Grumpus was the one, I'm not blowing smoke or anything like that, but he was the one that sort of took me out of that explosion part. You know what I mean? But how his videos were done.
I love the way Grumpus does his videos because he's so calm and he just talks and it's like, da-da-da. And everything flows, and all of a sudden you get to the end and it looks freaking delicious, and it's like, oh my God, that was a great video.
I'm trying to prove it's not magic.
Yeah. and
it's
you know what
hard.
I'm having?
We're not putting people on the moon. We're just roasting a little animal.
Right.
This right here is the remote control that controls my cameras.
Uh-huh.
Okay. It's got one that takes a picture and one it runs the video. Well, a lot of times if I don't hear the beep, okay, I hit it and I think it's on. Well, it's not. So I did many videos with it off. But then you hear when I think it's off, then you hear Helter Skelter. Son of a
Tom, my first video my first cook on my pit. I was setting the cameras and stuff up, and I guess I hit the on button. So I got great shots of the floor and the wall and blurry spinning. It'll make you dizzy. And then when I got ready to shoot, I hit the button and it turned it off. Everything was backwards.
Yep, that's exactly.
So I blew the first part of my whole first cook, and it's in there. It's in the video.
No getting it back.
But I mean, it's just you learn by stuff
like that.
The best thing of all was when I did that one video. Okay, it was lobster and seafood, clams and mussels and scallops and everything like that. And I went to put it up, and I'm looking at the time, and I'm saying, "Wait a minute, this thing's 4.5 hours. The hell?" And I'm looking at it, and then you see,
oh no! Oh no!
Shot the whole thing in slow motion.
That's awful. Mona, you still with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Bless your heart. You're rocking, aren't you?
Well, I think we just have to make sure we don't take ourselves too serious.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think you're right, Grumpus. I do.
I think those make the best videos. They're the most relaxing to make.
Right.
I mean, I know I'm going to screw it up, so why fight it?
Like that video that I made in the chicken coop. Remember, Tom, the one that had you cackling about the freeloading chickens? That was the easiest freaking video I've ever made in my whole life, because really, that's who I am out there in that chicken coop. You know what I mean? That's me. Yeah. Talking crap to my chickens, and I talk crap to my kids, and I'm always messing with people and, that kind of thing. So that was me in that chicken coop. But
I can feel it's like riding it's like riding a bike sometimes, you get in and you start fooling around with it, and all of a sudden you start stepping out of your zone.
Right.
And it's not good. It's not good. So you get right back into it.
Thing. When I turn the camera on in the garden or in the kitchen, I'm like, oh, who am I talking to?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard.
I've tried on the last few videos to single out a person, my brother or my mom or something like that, and shoot the video like I'm just talking to them.
Right.
Forget an audience, forget a following. Just pick out a single individual.
Right. If I use Poppy, it'll get ugly.
That's not right.
I'll be able to put it on YouTube. Every other word will be a bleep. So, because he makes me curse.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to do like not so much a teaching as it is, here's what I do.
Right.
Type videos. And if I can visualize that I've got somebody peeking over my shoulder, or I'm trying to explain to an individual, a single individual, what I'm doing.
Right.
I come off more natural, more relaxed.
Yes. I'll try that. I'll try that when I do my video tomorrow, because I have one I need to do tomorrow. Well, guys.
Tom bailed.
He did bail. He might have had to go tinkle.
We might have.
So everybody in the chat, if you're not hooked up to these channels on the panel here, we got Grumpus on Fire. We've got Sifting Some Soil and More, which is Mona's channel. And we also have Tom Garvey, the Keto Cook, / all of his other aliases. Sunday Dinner Chef and the Eat, Fire, Repeat. I can't remember the name of that one. But anyhow, reach out to their channels. Go ahead and subscribe. And
slap that like on the way out.
Thank you so much, guys. Mona, thank you for coming up. Grumpus, you too. Tom, where are you?
Thank you for allowing me to come up and tell you about the meetup.
I will.
Yeah, well, thank you for letting us know how it was.
So I'll see you all next week.
Okay,
all right.
I think
everybody take care, and I am out of here. Take care, and look.
Y'all have a great weekend. Tom, hope to see you next weekend.
Yes, we do. Sunday dinner shift. That's it. Tom, thank you for coming up.
Charlotte, thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you again real soon, y'all.
Y'all stay safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.